Okay. Welcome back to OtakuDaiKun. We're going to be playing some more Nikke, Goddess of Victory. It's been a while. I'm excited. I know that everybody is probably going mega hype on the Ordeal Call prologue that FGO, literally just dropped. Kind of beyond my knowledge. I knew it was coming, but I didn't know exactly when. And because of that, I will be streaming Ordeal Call on, I'll do that next week, basically. Gotta do the prologue next week. I just spent literally, from 10 o'clock in the morning to, 3:40 p.m. in a closet recording the audio for my Lost Belt 7 script. Which is my brain is frazzled, and now I have to edit all that audio down. I've got to... It's a huge video. Lost Belt 7 is going to be a huge video. Happy New Year's, huh? Is it that the Lunar New Year? But yeah, let's see here. Basically, I just want to break from Fate a little bit for this stream. I hope you guys understand. Nikke deserves some attention. It's been a long time. After what was it, 8 streams of Lost Belt 7? But just know I'm working my ass off on Lost Belt 7 content. And then Ordeal Call comes up right after that. It's going to have to be a little stream tomorrow, and I will make a lore of that afterward as well. Fate is controlling my life, among other things. Have you seen biggest things in the year? Under Event 24, Shadows Manifest, Undertale fan showcase? I don't know anything. Well, I'm surprised they're doing stuff like that. Am I going for Maid Mast? Probably not. But I am definitely enticed by this. I really like this outfit. And luckily, yeah, it's absolutely beautiful.
Masks seem kind of easy to take off. Working part-time as a maid isn't so bad. Isn't that right, Master?
Mm-hmm. She's so beautiful. And, to be perfectly honest, though, if Mast had her skirt ever so slightly lower, I might go for her. I gotta be selective, you know? Only got so much money to go around. Dude, Yang is my favorite, but if I had to choose between Ruby and Blake, that's tricky. Maybe Blake. Ruby gets kind of whiny, and yeah. Even though I like her scythe and all the cool stuff there. Yeah, because she's cool, but again, this is my pet peeve right here. Don't cut that off. Lower that shit. Wear it around here. Wear that around here. I guess that's kind of anti-made to do, but that's not necessarily true.
A spell to make it delicious?
Her animations are cool, though. What is that glitching? Okay, that's weird. Pirates of the Caribbean? Those are good movies, I guess. Which one is my favorite? I hardly know. I guess the first, because that's the one I'm most familiar with. I want, or at least wanted, Ruby to be good. So I still have some sentimentality over that, I guess. But yeah, I haven't followed it much lately because it just looks like a nightmare. Power Rangers anime? No, I haven't seen that. Anyway, let's go ahead and check out, finally, some Nikke story. Because that's what we're all here for, yeah? A chef Nikke scenario, a chef, overcooked, that maybe... like a kitchen nightmares thing. Well, no, why would you want that to be like Amy's Baking Company? We like the Nikkes, we don't want it chaos. Yes. Ooh. I can level everybody up again. To the command center. So, last we left off in the story, the Ark was assaulted by Raptures because Crow frickin' planted a she blew up the damn ceiling and let a bunch of Raptures in. All sorts of chaos went down, with Syuen getting attacked by what's her face? There's Mihara and Uni. So Uni was trying to get revenge for Syuen wiping Mihara's memories, and it became an absolute mess. She almost killed Syuen. She had to experience getting the pain of getting shot in the head. Unfortunately, Mihara took the hit, and now Uni is completely, like, traumatized. Our chase to get Crow had Viper. Yeah, Viper. Her collar went off and her head exploded. Or at least, yeah, that's what it looked like. And then, frickin', it was Nihilister, namely, that got defeated by Dorothy. And they took her body, Nihilister, down to the basement of the Ark. I forgot which sector they call it or whatever, but it was actually a trap. And she used that as an opportunity to revive, not only... not Metalface, that's Xenoblade. Chatterbox. Revived Chatterbox and... is it Indivilla? Gosh, I can't remember. There's so many characters to keep track of. But there's the, yeah, the little stabby-tailed... trying to keep the lore straight. Heretic. There we go. So now we have 3 heretics going crazy in the Ark. And that's when Rappy decides to go basically Red Hood style and kick the absolute crap out of them. She forces them into the elevator, and then the elevator launches them out of the Ark, and Red Hood, or rather Rappy in Red Hood form, saved our asses. But now we've got to go look for her, and that's the main thing. We got to go look for Red Hood / Rappy somewhere on the surface. She's got a nice ass. So that's everything that happened that I can think of right now leading up to that. So we're starting on chapter 25. We're going to track down... oh yeah, I forgot I could put little stars on that. That's so cool! The hallway in front of the deputy chief's office. Kotobukiya, they made a figure of which one? Which caster? There's lots of casters. Open up! Can I come in?
Come in.
Oh yeah, this part's important. Oh right, Heretic, Chatterbox, and Indivilla gobbled up Nihilister. Okay, yeah. I mean, they're still alive, for sure. Yeah, interesting. But this part's important for Anderson.
Hey there.
You're like, whoa. I mean, we know he's been around for a long, long time. And he's always deciding to take off, saying, I have a meeting. Well, it turns out this is what his meetings are.
I knew you'd be caught off guard, but you're more shocked than I thought you'd be. It's almost reassuring in a way. Feel free to take a seat. Or if you'd rather stand there stupefied, be my guest.
Stupefied. Give me a second. Sorry, I was just checking on something. I sit down.
You have to excuse the current state I'm in. I'm undergoing treatment.
I see.
Very well. You're probably wondering what all these are. They're life support devices. Without them, I wouldn't last 30 minutes.
Wow.
For a while, I was fine being disconnected for nearly 2 hours at a time, but it's gone a bit downhill since the blood transfusion. Don't feel too sorry for me. This was the best option available at the time. These devices are powered by the Ark's internal power grid. Due to recent happenings, the resulting temporary power outage caused my life support to shut down for a while.
That sucks.
The timing couldn't have been worse. As you can see, I made it through, but I now have to undergo emergency treatment. I apologize that I couldn't be of more help at the time.
It's okay.
Long story as to how I ended up like this. In time, I'll tell you all about it.
Be sure to let me know about the audio if you want it higher, lower, whatever.
Back to the issue at hand. You've performed admirably. Unfortunately, sacrifices had to be made, but at least we've managed to hold on. Well done.
Thank you.
Now, to the most pressing matter at hand. I want you to reclaim the surface. For good.
Ooh. A bit higher on the game volume? I can probably do that. I'll bump it up a tiny little bit, and then we'll see from there. Because, yeah. What?
Even a small plot of land will suffice, so long as you're able to reclaim it.
Easier said than done.
We have the means to accomplish this. You've been to Eden, so I don't think I need to provide a lengthy explanation. So long as we have the optical camouflage provided by the Pilgrims, we have the means to reclaim the surface.
Is now the right time to be using that?
Now is precisely the right time. We've managed to hold off both the Raptures and the Heretics. This is a landmark victory for the Ark. The public is coming back around regarding their stance on Nikke's. However, the Ark also suffered many losses. Resources, manpower, and other accumulated assets. For now, we're turning a blind eye to the fallout because we're drunk on our victory. However, these setbacks will come back to haunt us. When that happens, the situation will become uncontrollable. This success actually poses a problem. The people will wonder why we didn't go and strike out when we had our chance. The people will question our motives. It's been over a century since humanity was trapped underground. For most of that time, we didn't have a clear idea of the situation up on the surface, but now it has become quite clear.
Anastasia, I know you really want me to do that. I'll consider it. I'm planning to, you know, dive back into more of the Fate lore, individual servants and stuff. I mean, honestly, this channel is really struggling at the moment. And it doesn't help that my situation has totally changed. So, I'm hoping videos like that will help boost some revenue, but it's hard to say. What I really need right now is memberships more than anything to essentially help carry over and pay the bills. Because right now I'm about to become like the sole breadwinner at the moment for at least a couple of months, and that's the tricky part. So That's why I have my membership campaign. If any of you are able to sign up as a member and are not a member right now, even the $1 tier helps. Everything helps, especially if everybody went ahead and did the $1, we'd be well over the goal anyway. But yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do by the end of February. If I don't reach that additional 300 in memberships per month, basically going to be... I'm not sure what my situation will be, but it might be taking on another job and therefore a bit less YouTube coverage because I'll have less time to make this stuff, at least at the quality that I've been. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to drop YouTube. I'm not going to drop either of these channels by any means, but I refuse to do that. But it'll be juggling that, and I'm going to be very overwhelmed if I'm juggling a job and all this YouTube at once. It's going to be crazy, so we'll see. I'm not sure what the future will look like just yet, but your support would definitely make things easier to keep things running smoothly.
Everyone will start asking why we're not venturing out when it is clearly doable. There are even rumblings of this nature within the central government.
Are there rewards for Ordeal Call Prologue? I don't know. I haven't done it yet. It just dropped on me like last night. They think we can do it?
They do. But as you well know, we have no chance of emerging victorious. Despite this, everyone is talking.
My video production's gonna be a little bit wonky now too, especially because of Lost Belt 7. Like I said, that video has taken me 3 straight days to write this omega gigantic script, and pretty much like an entire day just to record the audio for it. It's a big video, so hopefully you guys will be satisfied with that giant, like, probably 2-hour long, if not more, video for a little while, because that would account for, like, several individual servant lores. And then I'll want to give a little bit of love to, you know, waifu files to compensate, and back and forth, so bear that in mind.
Once hope starts bubbling to the surface, there's no stopping it.
That's one of the reasons I'm streaming right now.
The surface, just a part. When the time comes,
to compensate for the lack of solid, pre-edited content.
And also become a seed that will produce new hope.
But
I'm not asking you to do it right now. I know you still have to go find Rappy. Take your time.
I mean, us going out to the surface to find Rappy and reclaiming the surface can be done simultaneously as far as I'm concerned. This is all rather sudden. I'm not entirely sure how to proceed.
First, determine a target location. The further away from the Ark, the better. Somewhere with a self-sustaining environment would be ideal.
Understood.
Sorry to drop this all in your lap. Now, if you don't mind, I have a meeting. Actually, I just have to focus on my treatment.
yeah, there's no meetings, buddy. No meetings, buddy.
Hey, Master!
How are you feeling, Neon?
Me? My body is in tip-top shape.
Oh yeah, these guys got, like, absolutely brutalized by Indivilla. That's not what I mean. Don't tell me. Do you remember Indivilla? Indivilli... Yeah, it's Indivillia. Okay.
Sure, I remember.
What happened to her?
Master, are you okay?
I can't remember anything.
Rappy went into overdrive and, with Dorothy's help, drove her away from the Ark. That's why we had to go find Rappy.
And what were you doing at that time?
I was fighting Nihilister and Chatterbox. Come to think of it, whatever happened to those two? I must have driven them away. Am I the bane of the heretic's existence? Are you sure you're okay, Master?
Yeah, I'm fine. You just don't remember that you got, like, lopped into 2 pieces.
Commander?
Hey, Anis.
Can we talk for a bit? Sure.
No, I want to speak to him alone.
Huh? You're not going out to eat or something without me, are you?
Excuse me, miss. Your ass is showing. She knows. She knows.
No. It's about Neon. When she died, I think the nymph fabricated her memories. That's why she doesn't remember her body being bisected. According to her memory, she was fighting the entire way through. Just act as if you don't know anything.
The Pico VTubing trackers? It definitely does help if you're standing up and moving in VR and actually getting that movement. Yes, that does help a little bit. As opposed to moving around in VR like while you're sitting down. It's kind of like car motion sickness. When you're the driver, it's a lot easier to not get sick driving as it is to be a passenger, for sure. So there is that, but at the same time, the locomotion is still there because, you know, I'm in a smaller room. I don't have, like, an entire room to, like, walk across and whatnot. And, you know, in VR chat, you're walking long distances anyway sometimes. So the actual real estate that I have to physically walk around in would not be, you'd still have to do a lot of movement in the game that's not real movement for your feet. Unless you did one of those weird, like, treadmill things that I've seen people do, like a 360 treadmill, which is, like, insane. But, yeah, I guess you could theoretically do that. Walking and running in place? It might. That's an interesting thing. I'd have to experiment, honestly. And I already have full body tracking with the Vive and stuff, so I don't need, like, the Pico stuff. The good thing about those, presumably, is that they're not optical based. They're, like, gyroscopic. But at the same time, the downside is they need to be, like, reset all the fucking time. If you've seen Gawaragura's Miku punching video, you'll see, like, how often that those go off of tracking. So we're protecting her from her trauma.
That's what I believe, yes. There have been cases where Nikkes have experienced multiple deaths, and it becomes dangerous for them to carry those memories.
Meanwhile, Syuen has the memory of a bullet in her brain, but not actually having it happen. You finished the FGO prologue? Yeah. You're right, it is a MacGuffin adventure. I remember reading the summary for it. I haven't done that yet. I'm hard at work making the Lost Belt 7 lore, which, when you watch the 7 lore, will not include anything from this ordeal called prologue, because it just came out, and I just finished my gigantic, huge, like you said, it took me like 5 hours of sitting in a closet recording all the audio. It's gonna be a big video. Obviously not 5 hours long, because a lot of that's me, like, flubbing my lines and having to repeat them like 8 times, but we'll see. I gotta edit the audio, and then I'll have an idea of just how long the video will be. It's quite exciting. Dare I say, it's probably the most anticipated video on my channel. Maybe aside from Lost Belt 6. What about you?
Me? I remember everything. I'm not sure how, but somehow I remained in battle mode even after I was sliced in half. So, I remember all of it. What Rappy did, and what happened to her afterwards. It's unsettling. Part of my body is lying somewhere else, but I am still able to see and hear everything.
You mean like the pronunciation of all the words? I'll probably still butcher quite a lot of it, but for the ones I wasn't sure of, and I was able to find, like, the, what is it called, IPA, like the phonetic language, I found a service where you can type that, or punch that in, and it'll actually read you out the pronunciation. Yes, Nikke is very brutal.
And I'm powerless to
But this is like my comfort story, ironically, compared to Fate Grand Order.
Shortly after that, I lost consciousness.
Yes, thank you, Jens. That has been very helpful. I didn't actually know you were here until you said that in the chat. So it's not like I was trying to not give credit, but that has been helping quite a bit.
When I came to...
So have those interviews with Nasu. They helped clarify. Unfortunately, the live stream doesn't have English subs, so I was like, I can't do that. I don't know if those articles that you sent were the subtitles from that interview or not, but still.
It's a traumatic memory. Like waking up from a terrible nightmare.
Can I change the font size? Oh, no, not that. Let me see something. I wanna... No, I guess I can't. Having a hard time seeing the full message. Let me play around with this a little bit. There we go. Nexpo? I don't know what Nexpo is.
But I know that it wasn't a dream. Which only makes it more unsettling.
Anise. You've died before, though. It's not the first time you've had to be repaired.
Several times before.
There you go.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that I'm used to it, but I've gotten to the point where I can endure it. So, hurry up. We have to find Rappy. Let's go.
Will you ever do a collab with a YouTuber? I mean, I had done some collabs in the past, but finding somebody who would be willing to do that is tricky. There is a dude called Ray Kentman, and he does, like, waifu stuff, and I'd like to collaborate with other shamelessly horny dudes like me. Well, the hard part in live chat when getting all sorts of lore information is some of it helps, some of it is you're not sure who to trust, especially if people are disagreeing with each other. So it's like, alright, I need a third party to confirm or whatnot. Like, for instance, something like, can David choose his 5 minutes of, memory each day? The answer is yes, but I wasn't sure because people couldn't agree on it. But no, eventually we were able to find that Nasu clarified that very clearly for us.
What's in that box you have?
I think it's Ray Kentman. He's the black guy who starts his videos with Princess Peach. He loves Princess Peach. You know, I'm not looking at it to be like, oh, I need a giant YouTuber, but it would be fun to collab since we do have a lot of similar tastes in that regard. Happy to tell you the 4 Tezcatlipoca's before the game did, yeah. How much do you think about Fate Grand Order of the game? You mean, I don't know what you mean by that.
Whatever it is, it must be valuable, considering how tightly you're holding on to it.
It's an injection gun.
Why would you need that? Are you feeling sick?
No. She told me to give this to Rappy when I see her.
When you see Rappy, you have to give her a shot?
She's not going to go on a rampage and destroy everything, is she?
Also, hopefully if you go to Japan, you can be in I don't want to be in trash taste. Although one of the things that my wife is considering, because she's sick and tired of her current career, that's where a lot of my financial woes are coming from, honestly, is that she was kind of the breadwinner that allows this channel to kind of be what it is and still pay all the bills. And we're going to have to go at least a couple of months while she figures out what she wants to do. One of those things might be, like, working in Japan. And if I were to do that, you know, that's maybe possibly an option. I don't know. But yeah. Gigak, I guess it's good that you have a good opinion of him. I just think he's way too mainstream. And maybe it's just me being, like, really fucking jealous. But yeah, it's possible.
Of course not.
But that usually happens whenever you have to give someone a shot.
You get shots when you're sick.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
Just in case.
Pippa?
Tanner,
Yeah,
I
that would be
confirm.
fun.
Neon and I are the only ones
Not gonna happen, though. I'll tell you that.
who are going to find Rappy and Dorothy, right? Any chance we could get some reinforcements?
I have, like, 0 agency support. That's the biggest problem. If I had, like, an agency that could reach out to them and, like, work this stuff out,
Hey,
that'd be one
not
thing.
cool.
This is a top secret mission, after all.
But as far as the official story is concerned, we're chasing after Dorothy, a pilgrim who entered the Ark. The top brass aren't going to let that slide. Surely they'd be willing to allocate more resources to chasing her down?
The Ark has too much going on at the moment. They don't have time to deal with a rogue pilgrim. It's not that he stepped on my turf. It's more like... I don't know. Feels kind of irreverent.
Sounds like things are getting
The whole
serious.
concept of trash taste is like part of the culture that I just don't like.
Well, what we're doing is serious too. The least they could do is send the scouts to tag along.
Have I heard of an FPS game called Citadel? No, I don't. Not off the top of my head. Oh, Waifu-stein? Is it like Wolfenstein then? I don't know about Undertale Yellow Soul. I think I've only seen like base game Undertale.
What the?
What is it?
Look over there. You'll be just as surprised.
Oh, I love this part. Here we go.
What in the world?
Told you.
What's going on here?
Well, well. Look who it is.
You're nothing if not tenacious. I heard you were injured. What inspired you to hobble over here so quickly? How are you trying to screw us over this time?
Let me show you.
At Syuen's signal, a transport robot approaches, loaded with cargo.
Whoa! What is all this stuff? We've got a tent, high-concentrate Splendimin, a water purification device, high-capacity batteries, a MMR-certified medical kit, and a spinner suitcase?
I've seen those in a ton of commercials. They never tell you the price, though. I went to the store wanting to buy one, but came out disappointed because they were so expensive.
Looks like Matisse is going on quite the mission. Have you come to gloat about it?
Lord Elmaloy case files, I feel like could have been done a little better. It would be. I want to see more of it, basically. It would be fun to see more of it, and less original content, but just like actually adapting what was in the novels.
I heard you were going up to the surface to chase after that pilgrim. I thought these might help. Well, there aren't too many of you, so I packed things that would be easy to carry.
Huh?
Huh? Just take it already. I had my best quality control guys choose them.
We do have a manga. That's true. What's your game here?
What are you talking about? I'm providing support.
Anise, Neon, let's go.
Roger.
Okay. Hey, wait!
Syuen grabs my jacket.
Hurts!
Let go of me.
Let's talk. Just for a moment.
This is the main story. I said let go, I'm busy.
Just for a minute.
She's very weak right now. Poor girl. Kind of.
Please. Just for a little while. Take that stuff with you. It'll be a lifesaver, I'm telling you.
No thanks, I don't need it.
Would you just do me a solid and take it? Otherwise, I'm dead meat.
What?
If you don't take that stuff, they're gonna turn me into one of those rust buckets. Edict, she'll...
Explain.
Enoch passed judgment. She's going to turn me into a Nikke. She'll strip me of my CEO title and demote me so that I'll be working under you. So help me out.
Enoch's decisions can't be overturned.
I know that, but she gave me a way out. If I help you out and listen to everything you say until you are satisfied, and if you say you're okay, she will cancel her judgment.
No worries, Jens. Thank you for stopping by.
Look, I know you hate me, but not enough to want me dead, do you? If I die, my death will weigh on your consciousness.
Becoming a Nikke isn't the same as dying.
Well, it is to me! I'll do anything you tell me to. Please. I get why you're confused. This is all so sudden. Just take those with you. We can talk later, okay? Just give me a call if you need anything, alright? And if Enoch asks, just tell her you're thinking about it. Please.
Syuen stumbles off. I turn on my communication device. Hey, Enoch.
Yes?
I like how you could just, like, pop on and talk to her, even though she's, like, the judge of the arc. What was Syuen talking about?
In light of Syuen's crimes, I have made a ruling.
I can understand that, but this is this something that can even be done?
Allow me to explain. Missilus Industry is a vital entity within the Ark that we cannot go without. To replace the CEO of such a company on short notice is not possible due to lack of personnel. Alternatively, were the CEO to be ousted by force, operations at Missilus would suffer greatly. If Missilus were to collapse, then the Ark would soon suffer the same fate.
But then why did you...
I intentionally issued a false ruling to Syuen.
What?
I am currently not allowed to penalize Syuen in such a way that would permanently alter her position at the company. However, considering the severity of her actions, and in light of this recent incident, something must be done. In formulating my ruling, I combined all of the things that I knew Syuen would detest the most. I also decided to have her assist the squad that boasted the greatest accomplishments, which is the Counters. If it avoids the need to resign as CEO and being turned into a Nikke, Syuen will do everything in her power to support you. Be sure to use her to your advantage.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm afraid I do not understand.
Your judgments should be objective and just. But this time it's anything but.
That is correct. The basis of this decision was primarily founded on my subjective judgment.
Your decision won't carry much weight then.
That is a fallacy. No one except for you and me is aware of the mendacious nature of this judgment. I personally will never disclose this to anyone. As long as you don't say something, there won't be an issue.
Urza Scarlet is good waifu. Fairy Tail could be a better show in terms of actual animation budget.
In addition,
And it's
this
long as
judgment is
piss.
hardly something that poses a disadvantage to you. Both Missilus Industries' resources and expertise are in a league of their own.
What is making you act this way?
This incident in the Ark was clearly orchestrated by a third party.
I don't actually keep up with Fairy Tail, I just know of the characters.
I am an AI whose every decision regarding the Ark is based solely on objective facts. Despite this, there has always been a small group that has been above the law, and they were all members of the ruling class. With any matter pertaining to them, objective judgments are an impossibility, because the criteria of what constitutes right and wrong are constantly adjusted to suit their needs. If this continues, there is nothing preventing a similar incident from occurring again. Should that come to pass, the fallout would be catastrophic.
Basically, the elite still need to be punished, but they also have to still do their jobs.
My primary objective is to protect the Ark. I realize that my slavish dedication to the rules set forth in the Ark has hitherto proven a major hindrance. It is for this reason that henceforth I will proceed according to my own judgment.
Sounds to me like you want to control the Ark according to your wishes.
That's not true. My subjective judgments will be the new objectivity.
That's arrogance.
A fair accusation. Hence, I wish to put a safety measure in place. You.
Huh?
If you determine that I have gone too far, go find Ink. She will take care of the rest.
You mean the one in the simulation room?
That's right. I am asking you to keep a close eye on me. I am putting my trust in you.
What did Syuen say? Does she have something up her sleeve?
Are we actually allowed to take these?
So basically, poor Syuen is under the belief that she's gonna be a Nikke if she doesn't help us. They actually can't turn her into a Nikke, but as long as she doesn't know that, she'll be obedient. Which is pretty cool. I think, was it a New Year's event or something, where the judgment was actually given to her and she's like freaking the hell out? I think that might have been it. We'll be taking them.
Are you sure it's okay?
There aren't any hidden explosives in them. I've confirmed that much.
How in the world did you figure that out?
With my, firepower sensor.
If you're going to lie, at least try to sound confident so people will buy it. Then, are we leaving now?
Yeah, let's go.
It'd probably be a good idea to check the area where the escape elevator emerged from.
Good idea. There might be some clues left behind. We could end up running into another heretic or chatterbox, though.
No, I've not seen Ladybug and Cat Noir. I don't know what those are.
Hey, what's gotten into you? This is where you start blustering about your firepower.
Oh, right. I guess my firepower sensor is a bit overworked.
Don't worry, we'll approach with caution.
Okay.
In that case, let's go.
Actually, let me see if I can track down that New Year's event, because it was fucking amazing. If it lets me replay that, then I will for you guys, because it was funny. Okay, so we're on to tracking... Ah, shit. Lie was what we just watched, so I'll put this little marker in there. Reef encounter? Oh, those are those little things. Guys, event quest? Was that it? Well, I remember that one, sure, but... I don't think the Syuen one counted as one of these. Maybe they don't let me play that one again. Because that was like the funniest damn thing in the game up until this point. But I can't find it. What a shame. Oh well. I did get Kukul Khan. She gobbled up a lot of quartz, but I finally did get her.
Good idea. I'm not detecting any raptures in
Who's the
here.
better cook between Gawain and Artoria Caster? Did they have a cooking match-off? I don't remember. I know there was a thing about, like, making chocolates, but that was different.
go?
Let's move out. 3 hours later.
Wait a moment.
What is it?
I think there's something up ahead.
What do you mean? I'm not picking up anything. Commander, is there anything marked on the map?
I don't think so.
Can I see the map for a moment, Master?
I show Nia on the map.
This mark here. What was it?
What mark? I don't see anything.
Look here. The color is slightly different. I think I heard something about this. Ah, now I remember. It's a minefield.
Ah, shit.
Did you say minefield? As if you step on one and it's time to kiss your butt goodbye?
Yep. Meaning we could be in big trouble if we went this way.
I stepped on a landmine!
But do you think we may be in over our heads here? At the very least, we'd fare better if we had an operator.
Have any of you guys seen Full Metal Panic Fumofu? Specifically the Hot Springs episode? You'll probably know what I'm leaning into.
Should we secretly ask Exia for help?
I mean, Shiro's a good cook.
I heard she was helping Enoch with something. So she's probably busy.
Still, it would.
If you haven't seen it, it's a very good episode of a very good show.
Maybe that would be asking too much of her.
Precisely.
A bunch of soldiers climbing up a mountain. Or rather, one soldier and some, like, kids trying to climb their way up a mountain to peep on the girls at the hot spring. But it's surrounded by, like, artillery guns and landmines and all sorts of shit. It's hilarious.
Then maybe we should... You know...
You want a pizza? I can't make that come true for you, but you probably can have a pizza. Okay, stop. That's enough.
Huh?
Rappy's missing. We're on our own here. There's no backup coming. If we really wanted to, we could wrangle up someone to assist, but that would take time. Considering that we have no idea what could be happening to Rappy. Time is of the essence.
Yes, you're right.
I'll make sure to be more careful when I'm reading the map. Let's go.
Okay. I'll also make sure that my firepower sensor is on full alert.
We're here, but
What's with all these raptures?
whatever happened here, it must have been quite the commotion. Since an elevator of that size just popped out of the ground, it would have made a really loud sound. On top of that, there were some people of interest riding it. I'm sure it attracted its fair share of attention.
If we want to do any serious investigating, we'll have to chase these raptures away.
I have not seen Beast Tamer. No, I've never actually heard that name
We
before.
can ask them nicely to vacate the area?
Something tells me they won't be too willing to grant that request.
Would pointing our guns at them help convince them?
I would assume so.
Why don't we go have a little talk with them?
Sounds good. Let's show them some hospitality.
I know all about that.
Got a sit rep for you, Rep. Oh, right.
Why are you talking about Rappy as if she's already dead?
What do you mean?
People only say things like that when they're mourning a fallen comrade.
It just slipped out. I didn't mean anything by it. Anyway, are you done over there?
Yeah, I'm done.
Will you ever stream a game if it were only in Japanese, even if it never got an English translation? If the game itself is still navigable, yes. There are certain games that I've played, like Idolmaster, where I can barely get my way through the game. I could still do that. Then let's search the area.
It's not going to be so easy. This place is a disaster zone.
What do you think happened? If you ask me, it looks like there was one heck of a skirmish between those monsters. I don't think there's 1 square inch here that isn't torched or torn up in some capacity.
That may well be the case.
You want thing to say to the fandom Ruby XYs? See, to me that's a kind of a boring ship.
I'd certainly classify heretics and chatterboxes more.
This is chapter 25. What chapter am I on in the game? I'm up to the latest one. I can't beat the current boss because they made him really hard on purpose. Well, of course they did on purpose, but I mean, probably to hold off people from getting too satisfied with the game or to complete it too quickly.
And the two they were going up
So they made it really
against
hardcore.
themselves. If anything, it'd be even more strange if the surroundings were untouched. Thank goodness we took the fight outside the Ark when we did, or else that place would have been in ruins. Surely monster is a bit harsh. I prefer formidable warrior myself.
Oh,
Dorothy!
I didn't say monster.
you're safe.
Took you long enough.
Like, I'm down for Bumblebee. I do like that. I just think it was clumsily handled in the show.
I've been waiting for ages. For us? Who else?
You pulled the new 5-star character? That's cool. Yeah. I'm holding off because there is another waifu down the pipeline that I do want. The invasion part after Eden? Okay, yeah. So this is after that.
After escaping from the elevator, there was a confrontation with the heretics.
What's the furthest you can go in Nikke with just 160? I don't know. Some of it depends on just how good you are at navigating the game, but,
To call it an even fight would be doing Rappy a disservice. She wiped the floor with them.
the only real bottleneck I, like, severely ran into was frickin', the giant whale. What is it? Queen whale? Mother whale? White whale? I don't remember what they called it. That boss is a bitch.
So, the heretics ran off. I never thought I'd say those two words in a sentence together. Anyway, Rappy went after them.
Why didn't you follow? Because you don't have any skin in the game, am I right?
Is that what you think? Think about who I fought with in the Ark. Perhaps you didn't see it. After all, both of you got turned into mincemeat before you could do much of anything.
They're throwing shade, man. They're throwing shade. I have Dorothy now, too. I wasn't going for her, but I think she spooked me.
To be
Nikke's been
exact,
very
it was
generous.
because I had not yet stabilized myself. I felt I was on the verge of pushing myself too far.
But you're a pilgrim, and you're from Eden.
Just because I'm a pilgrim doesn't mean I can do anything. The same goes for Eden. I can't fight forever at full power. Although, Rappy essentially did just that. Having said that,
How do you have a temporary team of 200? How is that possible?
what exactly is she?
You liked the kissing? That's good for you.
Mine too.
Thanks. Very helpful.
I just wish it didn't happen in that, like, weird, goofy fantasy-ass world.
Let me ask again.
That was a weird plot development.
What is this Rappy? The things I saw her do don't even seem possible.
I'm not sure. Every once in a while, she just goes off on a tear. Isn't she cool?
Okay, fine. Are you searching for her? I'll come with you. I'll ask her myself.
You coming with us?
Yes. Is that a problem?
No.
What are you hiding?
You've got me all wrong. If I wanted something from you, I would just take it. I wouldn't go through the trouble of all this play acting.
Like, I know Dorothy tries to act all edgy and shit, but I understand her, and I think of her as very trustworthy in that regard. Do you get starter units that are super high level? No. No, you don't.
So nice.
And from what I see, you guys seem to be in
The way that Nikke works is, at first, you have to have 5 units that are max level, and you can sync all the other units up to that level after a certain point.
I'll help you. The heretics and Rappy are headed this way. Follow me.
Oh, Tribe Tower. I didn't know about that.
You okay with this, Commander?
I don't think it will be a
Me
problem.
neither. And besides, we're super close to Eden. It should be okay, right?
Yeah, Nikke is frickin' generous as hell compared to any other gacha I've played.
Alright, fine. What could possibly go wrong? Can I ask you something?
If I say no, are you going to ask anyway?
Most likely.
Then ask.
Why did you come to the Ark?
I had my reasons.
I like how Anise and Neon are able to like bug the shit out of anyone else who accompanies us.
What reasons?
Sightseeing.
What'd you think of the Ark then?
Hard to say. I hardly had time to see anything before I had to leave.
Why aren't you going back?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
I'm asking why you aren't going back to the Ark. I'm sure you've got a few more stops left on your sightseeing tour.
Dragalia Lost? No.
Because I'm curious.
I did not play
about
that.
Rappy.
That only makes me more suspicious.
Why is that?
You barely know her. Is it because you were impressed by her display? My goodness, such incredible power. I've never seen anything like it. It's not something like that, right? I'm reading you right. Power is a means to an end, not the be-all.
Rhinus is a fun character. I like how she's a tease.
What makes you think that?
If power was what you were after...
But with somebody like that, I like it when she loses her composure.
A most perceptive.
Because a lot of it's her
observation.
putting on a front.
You're correct. I'm not particularly curious about Rappy's power. I'm slightly fascinated by that scarf, which materialized when her powers were activated.
Oh, I think that's a quality of life thing they must have included. Because when you're doing the Tribe Tower, like, let's say you don't have a full team of pilgrims yet. You can't do anything, you know?
Just slightly? You must be more than a little interested if you're giving up your sightseeing plans.
For a while, you just couldn't do it, so maybe
Allow
they
me to
fixed that.
rephrase it. What exactly is that scarf?
I'd love to tell you, but I don't know much about it myself.
Sorry, I accidentally skipped what she said. What was
It
that?
beats me why Rappy is able to unleash
No,
such
log,
remarkable
you idiot.
strength.
She has an intense interest. Okay, fine. In the scarf.
And this was the first time that I.
Well, that's because she knows Red Hood, and she finds it very suspicious that Rappy would look like Red Hood and channel Red Hood powers.
Have you ever heard of Red Hood by any chance?
Can't say I have. First time hearing it.
Well, there's different versions of the Tribe Tower, right? There's the main one, and then there's a subdivision for each of the
I
manufacturers.
see.
I've also got a question, if I may.
Go ahead.
Why do you transform?
Lilyvice isn't playable yet.
Come again.
Genshin Impact. I did play it for a little while as a single play. Like, I tried to just play it like a single player RPG and not necessarily keep up with the gacha stuff, but there's so much content that it's just a bit overwhelming.
Why don't you always stay in your transformed state?
Sure. That would perhaps be more efficient.
Instead, I'm playing Zenless Zone Zero. That's easier for me to keep up with all my other obligations.
In this world, is it? For example, let's say there is someone. Or
I
something that you
don't
love
like
all
handheld
day.
games if I can help it. I'd rather sit down and play it on a TV, even if it's a handheld.
The most efficient method of destroying it would be to make its end quick and absolute. But if your hatred is strong enough,
No, I probably won't live stream Genshin.
before destroying them.
Zenless Zone Zero is really fun. I like it because it's not as overwhelming in terms of like the sheer volume of content.
Emotions can sometimes overcome efficiency. You could say that my outfit and my armor adhere to a similar.
The gacha's a
philosophy.
bitch though, I'll tell you that. If you want a certain character, it's hard.
I see. That shares some common ground with firepower.
And so far, none of the limited time characters have come back yet, which is a pain in the ass.
In a way, there's something poetic about sacrificing efficiency for a greater principle.
It won't let you download it?
Precisely.
Why?
In that sense, you and I are very similar.
You think so?
Neon extends her hand to Dorothy, who takes it in hers.
You and I are both walking walking down the same path. I'm looking forward to it.
You know, I think FGO is actually more generous than Hoyo games.
Yes, as am I.
What, can you no longer play Genshin on Xbox?
Does anyone else smell that? Like something's burning?
From my own personal experience, getting a 5-star in Zenless is hard because they don't give you as many free things. If you play FGO long enough, you get shit tons of quartz that you can use for free. I haven't had to spend money on that game in ages. But maybe that's just because Zenless is still getting started.
The ground is hot. Too hot to be normal.
Nihilister must be near.
That is very likely. You two stay in front.
Us?
Yes,
Why?
you're the most expendable.
And I've gotten lucky and gotten my 5 stars in the first 10 roll. I'm like, damn, look at that. Cool. Whereas I haven't had that happen yet in Zenless.
Between you and me, who has more value?
I had to give up on Caesar, which is unfortunate, and I almost had to give up on Qingyi.
If someone has to go, we should start with those lowest on the totem pole.
Have you run into an issue where you can't use PayPal to buy Steam games on the Steam desktop client? Not yet, no.
How come?
That's how things work up on the surface. Survival of the fittest. Sorry to break it to you.
I didn't go for Jane Doe.
It's you two.
Us?
Yes.
She's not my
You
type.
two are weaker than me. There's no denying that.
How come?
Are you even listening to me?
Us? How come?
We'll all move on as a group, Dorothy. You take the lead.
Me? How come?
If Anise and Neon can mess with someone, they're gonna do it.
Hey, stop copying us. Yeah, stop copying us.
If you take the Vanguard, we're more likely not to lose anyone.
Understood.
Dorothy sets off at a brisk pace. As we follow Dorothy, the ground around us is becoming increasingly incinerated. Leaning up against a smoldering pillar, Jesus, she's had a bad day. She looks like she's been in a certain type of adult video, if you know what I'm talking about, with all that running makeup. There's the fallen Nihilister. Sorry, excuse me. Jane Doe, I think we're still talking about. She has my pet peeve, kind of like Bernice, where it's kind of like midriff, but it's only the upper part. And that actually pisses me off more than if it weren't like any midriff at all. It's like, no, it's got to be the lower part too, you know?
Why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer.
You look like you've seen better days.
Congratulations, you have eyes.
Did Rappy do this to you?
Well,
Answer me.
Cooking anime, aside from the Fate one and Shokugeki no Soma, probably not. I don't, well, Bernice, I like her personality, and I like how the fan art, and even her music video, that one where it's like a 10-hour-long music video, that one, they draw her the way I wish she looked in-game, but she doesn't. She has the skirt pulled up too high in-game.
why should I have to answer to a 2-bit lackey sent from Eden? You disgust me.
Yang is my favorite Ruby character. Look at where Nihilister's been injured. Rather unusual. Looks like it was bitten or slashed by something sharp.
I didn't know we had an amateur detective in our midst.
Indivilia and Chatterbox betrayed you, didn't they?
Betrayal my ass. That would mean there was a point in time when I trusted them to begin with.
But why did you revive them both?
Dunno. Maybe I just wanted some company.
Do you want to live?
If you all take a hike, I might have a chance.
No. You will die. Your nanomachine's regenerative capabilities are slowing. Your core output may have dropped. In your current state, you'd make a fine meal for any raptures wandering nearby.
I have just one favor to ask of you.
Say it.
Piss off! I can't take you buzzing in my ear any longer.
Oh.
Get lost, or plug me and get it over with.
Oh, convenient time to get a text message. Oh, it's just her. Thanks for unblocking me. May I ask why you left and went to the Ark? I had business there. What kind of business could you possibly have at the Ark? It's a personal matter. I'm not comfortable sharing at this point in time. Word is that Indivilia and Chatterbox have been resurrected. Did you have anything to do with that? Indirectly, perhaps. Dorothy, what have you gotten yourself mixed up in? I'll be back soon. Dai. Are you with Dorothy? Yeah. What? What on earth is going on here? Why are you two together? I'll explain everything when I get back. To show how apologetic I am, would you please come to the coordinates I'm about to send you? I've prepared a gift for you. Dorothy, come back. You'll like it. Promise. Do you know what you're doing?
I figure you already know this, but just to be sure, please refrain from any communication with Eden. I've invested a lot in this plan. If it ends up going south, I'll be left hanging high and dry.
Are you going to shoot me or not? If not, then beat it.
Nihilister, you were the dragon that roamed the surface, incinerating everything in your path. Your flames claimed the lives of countless Nikkes. You were a constant thorn in Eden's side. You were an agent of wanton destruction, laying waste to all you saw. And now you want a peaceful death? Sorry, but you don't get that luxury.
Nice.
You can sit and wait right here. Something will come along and put an end to your waiting soon enough.
Dorothy starts walking. Wait. You're just gonna leave it here?
Why not? Don't tell me you feel sympathy for her. Do you have any idea how many Nikkes Nihilister killed in the Ark?
She's an okay character, Francis Drake.
Or would you prefer that we stay here and finish the job? It would be the perfect opportunity to have your way with a living heretic. It'd be such a waste to kill her outright.
Would Johann and Cecil kill her?
That I'm not sure about.
I perused the equipment Syuen gave us. If I recall correctly, found it. I cover Nihilister with a camo pattern tarp.
What are you doing?
Let's go.
Hey, I asked you a question! You son of a bitch! How dare you insult me like this? Why don't you just put me out of my misery?
As we walk off, Nihilister's infuriated ranting echoes in the distance. Before long, her fulminations turn to laughter. Sounds like laughter and crying. You've been playing ZZZ and Wuthering Waves, yeah. Waiting for Arknight's Enfield. I forgot they're gonna do that. I forgot they're gonna make that. Because Arknights has some really nice waifu too. They all do, god damn it, but they're all gacha games and I can only keep alive. Yeah. I can only keep up with a couple. I'm more excited about single player games that I can just play and beat. I've been rebeating classic Grandia lately. Or Nihilister, you can suffer. Behind the laughter, palpable pain can be felt. I just don't know what Dorothy's people are going to use her for. But I agree. She doesn't deserve an easy out. The problem is if you don't double tap them, they're gonna come back. Central Government, Briefing Room 13.
What are you going to do?
About what?
Syuen.
Enoch made her judgment, did she not? It should be followed.
She's ordering the CEO of the Big Three to be subservient to a lowly commander. What if this commander has other intentions?
Like, what, getting her pregnant?
You don't have to worry about that. He's an upstanding individual.
Whenever humans gain a modicum of power, it changes them.
Including you?
You dumbass.
This is a private matter between the two of them. There is no need for us to even talk about it. In my opinion, that commander might be impulsive, but he is not a threat. So there won't be any problems.
Still,
Dorothy's not trying to kill her. She's trying to make sure she suffers in penance for being evil.
He won't threaten your position.
Killing all them Nikkes.
At least for the time being. So relax. And let's move on.
Burningham's your boy?
fine.
I don't know what the hell he's up to after all this.
What about the other issue at hand?
And what would that be?
That pilgrim.
It doesn't matter what we do now. She's back on the surface. She's doing her part to extricate the Ark from this crisis.
She'll be back.
There's a high chance of that, yes.
Hence I'm asking, what are you intending to do about it?
What exactly are you getting at?
I propose that we eliminate the pilgrim.
Kill her?
Good luck.
She poses too significant a threat. I don't know what she's after, but the influence she could have over the Ark is monumental. Right now, the Ark needs stability more than anything.
She literally saved you from a heretic, you dumbass.
But Dorothy wants a pact. Why are you proposing that we kill her?
Think about it. After the Raptures besiege the Ark, she arrives here. Immediately after, 2 heretics and the other unique individual are resurrected. That pilgrim is behind all of this. You can't possibly think it was all a coincidence, can you?
No, I don't think that. But I've run countless tests on the optical camouflage Dorothy mentioned. It's legitimate. I also have my doubts. But I think we should wait before...
When is that new Kingdom Hearts game going to come out? I haven't put a single brain cell to it since that trailer ages ago.
Wait. Wait for what?
To see what Dorothy's...
If the new Kingdom Hearts doesn't have waifu, I'm probably going to drop it. I was hoping the story would actually end satisfyingly with 3, but they found a way to be like, nope, we got more coming. So that pissed me off. They didn't actually put an end to anything if Sora's going to go whisking away to go do weird Final Fantasy bullshit.
Isn't it obvious? She wants to see the Ark fall.
If she wanted to topple the Ark, there are far more practical methods to do so.
The game itself was fun, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Why bother going through all this rigmarole?
Fine. Let's say we follow your suggestion and wait. What if we end up with a bigger problem on our hands as a result? One that we can no longer fix. What then?
I don't know. Kingdom Hearts has its charm.
If we sit here twiddling our thumbs, it'll be too late. We have to strike first.
I have something in mind. If worst comes to worst, we do have a failsafe.
I assume you're referring to what Enoch is preparing?
Yes. For now, we'll do as Burningham suggests.
What right do you have to propose our next course of action? You sat by and did nothing at the crucial moment.
3 was enjoyable. I don't like the stupid DLC that they had. It's like the ending was so bad they had to go add extra bits and scenes to inside the ending. My complaint there is the same as I have with Final Fantasy 15. All those story chapters and things that they like try to sew together because the game itself came out in an incomplete state. It's like, it just ruins the quality of an RPG when you can't play it from start to finish and get the definitive version of it, you know? Xigbar, he's kind of the edgy dude with the guns, right? I hardly remember, although he's going to play like a bigger role or something is the implication.
Regardless of what the Pilgrim's true intentions are, we cannot allow mere hearsay and skepticism to scuttle the pact with Eden. If the pact goes through, the gains will far outweigh any potential losses. So let's sit back, prepare for the worst, and wait for her to make her move. She's the first pilgrim to set foot in the Ark since it was founded. We mustn't resort to hysteria or persecution simply because we have lingering doubts.
Any potential threats must be eliminated. The Ark cannot afford another catastrophe.
Your stupidity is astonishing.
Yeah, I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles X is censored and that sucks, but thankfully there is still so much good in that game that I'm absolutely buying it. I wish it weren't censored. It wasn't censored in quite the poor way that like Tokyo Mirage Sessions was.
What?
If you had half a brain, you'd realize how foolish you sound right now. Suppose she is actively attempting to sabotage the Ark, as you allege. If that is the case, what could the Ark possibly do to stop her? Even supposing we somehow foil her plans, can you stop the combined forces of Eden? Do you have the slightest idea how mighty their forces are? So what you're telling me is that you want to wage war against a group of people who not only have managed to survive and thrive on the surface, but have also...
Which is sad, because Mirage Sessions... What about Ninja Gaiden 2 Black? The game itself looks pretty impressive, to be honest. However, well, Ezra, you were following me on friggin' Twitter, so you know my thoughts on that. I like the shape of the characters in the original game a little bit more. I don't think it was a censorship thing. I just think that they had a bit more artistry when creating those stylized characters.
Only a lunatic would fail to see how flimsy that plan is.
Pyra is my easy pick every time. I love Pyra.
Birmingham's suggestion. Well, allow me to rephrase.
But I like Fiora
That is our only
and Senna from 1 and 3 better, though. Do you plan to stream your playthrough? Probably not. What really sucks is March is around the time that Ari-chan is like planning to maybe quit her job, and I don't know what my life is gonna look like at that point. I'm gonna be like fucking terrified. So my excitement for Xenoblade is definitely being crimped a little bit by my uncertainty of the future. But typically people weren't really watching my Xenoblade streams when I did them anyway. I agree, Luigi. I don't think it should be changed at all. It's one of those cases where I'm just lucky that the things that were changed were not my personal priority as much.
Very well. If that's the case, then I agree.
And it's more because I don't have any, yeah. Hey, Rushady, thank you. Happy New Year. Hope you have a banger year. I hope so, too. It's going to have a lot of interesting things. One of the things that we're planning on maybe possibly doing is teaming up with Ari-chan's mom, selling our 2 houses respectively, and going on a bigger house that we can buy outright with cash and not have to pay a mortgage. And if that's the case, then I probably won't need to get, you know, supplemental income necessarily. Outside of YouTube, that is. I can continue doing my YouTube stuff full-time. Which one is my favorite Xenoblade? I think Xenoblade 1 is just too much of a classic, but they did improve a lot of stuff in the gameplay for 3. 2 is honestly my least favorite, but I still enjoyed it. Consider Mexico. You can get a mansion for the price of a single home on the coast. Yeah? I don't want to go there, though. Personally. I don't know if I would be... I would have a hard enough time making the jump to Japan. And I'm obsessed with Japan.
We'll sit back and wait for the pilgrim to make the next move.
Okay.
If you got to play directly as Pyra and not vicariously through Rex, I would have loved to so much more. I played the shit out of Ninja Gaiden's 1 and 2 back when they were on Xbox and Xbox 360. Those are fantastic games. They really are good. So, I don't think it's a bad place to start if you wanted to go with the remasters. But then they also released a Ninja Gaiden collection recently as well, which is just the HD versions of the previous games. So, you already had your access to those. So it depends on whether you like the photorealistic graphics. It seems like much of the gameplay hasn't necessarily changed in a significant way. Batman with movie is your favorite, and anime? I don't know what you're saying there, I'm sorry.
I wish to launch my own investigation into this pilgrim, Dorothy. Now that we know what she looks like, we're sure to turn up some relevant information in the central government's database.
You should have data on Dorothy. She's one of the fucking Goddess Squad, you idiot. And it's the Ark's fault that she's pissed off at the Ark in the first place.
We might be able to find some salient information if we dig into her past.
Ninja Gaiden is a different type of difficulty. They went a completely different direction than with, like, what Dark Souls started to do at the time. Favorite Batman anime and movie? I mean, I just like the live-action movies, I guess. Is it the Master Collection? Here's the thing, Ezra. There's a bit of a balance. Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 was a version that they released that added playable sections for Ayane, Momiji, and Rachel. So it has the most content out of all the games. But they did, for that particular one, turn the blood into like a, I don't know, like a pinky, purple, bluish, I don't know, I'm bad with colors, particle effect instead of blood. So they did do that. So Sigma has the most content, or it did, anyway. So if you really want extra blood, and you don't mind the changes to the girls' bodies all that much for a more photorealistic look, then Ninja Gaiden 2 Black would be better for you. What's funny, though, is there's still a lot of purists who love the original Ninja Gaiden 2 more, because it was balanced more to, like, throw shit tons of enemies at you. But they instead turned the enemies into a bit more of an HP sponge effect for the Sigma stuff, even though there was more content overall. So it's tricky. Basically, there is no definitive version of Ninja Gaiden 2, because each one does things a little bit differently from the others. Some better, some worse. My favorite Pokemon? You know, I think I'll probably just go back to Pikachu. I've always loved Pikachu.
Is that really necessary?
Of course. Her past actions might provide a hint about her current motives.
I agree with that.
I'll take your silence as agreement.
Running a background check isn't a problem.
What's wrong? Are you okay?
Birmingham, is there any remaining information about the Goddess Squad?
Well, the thing is, Anderson knows all about her. So he doesn't have to do any fucking research unless he has memory loss. Ninja Gaiden has amazing action-based combat. It really is a good game.
The Goddess Squad? Why do you...
Answer me. Is there anything left?
You like the Arkham games?
No. We've been continuously distorting and removing select information to prevent the manifestation of any godlike entity.
The first trilogy of Fatal Fury games are and Street Fighter. The Good Edition? What? The Good Edition? Is that what they really called it?
An entire central government database has been wiped.
The next Waifu Files is going to be Fatal Fury, by the way.
Other than the name itself,
It's available right now for early access peoples.
Very well.
How are you holding up?
As a reminder, if you sign up to membership on either OtakuDaiKun or the Waifu Files, you get all the perks from the other channel as well. It doesn't matter which of the two you sign up for. If you go Patreon, it's all just OtakuDaiKun, and that gets both. But yeah.
Just fine.
Fatal Fury is the precursor to King of Fighters. They're good fighting games. Lots of cool characters.
Don't mention it.
But I love the old school Fatal Fury OVA and films.
I'll be on my way.
Duplicated content? it's not duplicated. It's just that, like, for instance, if I make something early access, like a Fatal Fury video in this case, you can find out and get the link to it as an early access OtakuDaiKun member.
Don't push yourself too hard.
And if I make a new Fate Lost Belt 7 lore, which will, that'll hit early access for waifu files as well.
I'll try my best.
It won't be on both channels, but you'll get the perks. Could play Arkham City just to relieve stress. Well, that's fun.
Dorothy.
And it's not even that it's not that it's photorealistic. It's that the girls don't have any tone in their abdomen anymore. Fate Strange Fakes animation is really good. I'm just wondering why the hell we haven't gotten episode 2 yet. It's really hurting them, in my opinion, to be like drip feeding the story every tiny little bit here and there.
It looks like a tornado ripped through this place. I don't think there's a single building left untouched.
There's still a bunch of
It's hurting the integrity of the story.
So whatever it was, it must have happened fairly recently.
Archer of Inferno, is that Tomoe Gozen? Shit, I don't remember.
You think so? Don't tell me this is the aftermath of the battle between Rappy and them.
I would assume so. There are burn and slash marks everywhere. Deep fault lines and cracks that splinter through the ground and across the surfaces of the nearby buildings.
She's alright.
It extended out to here and beyond.
This is beyond firepower. It's more like...
You know, honestly though, this is personal. It's not that, like, I like the muscle definition because I think it's hotter. Not because I think the girls need to look more muscular because they're doing action stuff. It's because I just think they look better that way. I'll be shameless about that. Ronin Warriors? Armor of Inferno? I don't know about that.
I don't even know what. Something beyond my comprehension.
Sure, but you don't exactly comprehend a whole lot.
It makes sense to feel that way. To witness the true power of a heretic. The carnage that they can unleash when unconstrained is akin to a catastrophe. Something is indeed truly beyond comprehension.
Like, as a midriff connoisseur, I like the how the tonality of the abs makes the navel appear more vertical.
But you all...
rather than horizontal. Is more aesthetics preference than a Gunnar opinion? I mean, the game itself is going to play the same either way.
As much as I hate to admit it, you all have gotten further than...
You say, like, a Gunnar opinion doesn't have anything to do with aesthetics, but Gunnar's opinions are entirely aesthetic.
So, I'm forced to
So,
acknowledge that you've all
I think they're one and the
in that
same.
respect.
Where is this coming from?
I'm simply being honest.
Like, okay, so there's certain games, like, if I play a video game and there's a new skin for, like, a gun or a sword, I probably won't give a fuck unless it's something cool, like making it look like Excalibur or something from Fate, because I have an affiliation with Excalibur. But normally I'm just like, it's a cool sword, as long as it doesn't look ugly as shit, I'm fine. I don't care about spending money on a new skin. But if they take a character and put him in a new outfit that does, like, midriff or something, then I will buy that outfit, because that's important to me. And it really does affect my enjoyment of the game overall. Smash Bros? It's my favorite fighting game, generally, in terms of, like, mechanics and stuff.
Whether or not luck played a significant part in it, you achieved the desired result.
What anime do you like that you feel is kind of niche to other people? I mean, probably all the stuff I grew up on, all the 80s and 90s good stuff. Not being a huge fan of, like, shonen already makes you kind of in the niche right there.
Thanks. I'll do my best not to boast.
I'll be amazed if you can hold out for longer than 5 seconds.
Like, when I find out someone's an anime fan and all they can mention is, like, DBZ or Bleach or One Piece, then I'm just like, oh. You are an anime fan, but you're probably not going to have as much in common with me.
However,
Tomoe Gozen, I don't remember enough about her. I have to look up my own lore of her. She doesn't stand out a lot to me. She's just like another Japanese servant. All the Japanese servants tend to blend together to me. Have you seen Red Garden? Huh? I don't know. I don't think so. The only Red Garden I know at the top of my head is the unreleased so far Tsukihime Part 2.
based on my personal observation,
Someone showed some awesome animation from Escaflowne recently. I don't like the way they draw the faces, but it's really good.
Come again? Why would you say that?
Yeah, there are times when Ranma's remake has some really impressive Sakuga. It also has some parts where it's just really bleh. And, you know, they're both okay. I'm enjoying it.
habit of being honest. Your movements are too sporadic, sloppy, full of loopholes. I find it hard to believe that you managed to live this long up on the surface. You never once pondered over your own weak points. This tells me you are accustomed to having backup, which I assume would be the missing Rappy. If one person covers what the entire squad lacks...
Yes, Fatal Fury the movie has Mai's nips, and it's wonderful, for sure. Of course, in my waifu files, I had to meticulously go in. Maybe this is a guilty pleasure for myself, but it allowed me to go frame by frame and notice just how many nip slips she gives, and I had to put little laughing man faces on each and every one of them. So it sucks that I had to do that, but at the same time, it's a great excuse to really notice just how much there was.
Can this even be called a proper squad?
Hey, you better watch it.
I'll just say that I've seen a lot worse in terms of anime remakes. I usually don't like them at all.
Am I wrong? I don't think so. Fortunately, the commander has markedly improved since I first saw
You
him.
love Party?
I'm
Party is
confident
fun.
in his ability to lead the squad
Is it a
without
Mario
Rocky in the
Party?
ranks.
You are doing so well buttering us up. Why are you looking to pick a fight now?
Miyamoto Musashi is phenomenal. She's an exception. She stands out.
Are you finished, or do you have more to say?
Well, in fact, you two are
Dorothy, stop.
clearly a burden to both the commander and Rappy.
Oh, shit. So now...
Your marbles?
Oh god, we got some shade. I mean, Anise and Neon are definitely not as strong as Rappy, but... Aish.
You have no idea how long we've been a team. How can we possibly be a burden? Who do you think you are talking to us like that? Yeah, how rude can you get? Besides, the point of any squad is that its members complement each other's strengths and weaknesses. Preach, sister!
Tell me then, which of Rappy's weaknesses are you compensating for now?
For one, she's boring.
That's not a combat weakness.
And we're fun. She's not especially cute either.
Liar. Friends, I used to watch Fatal Fury the motion picture so much. Perfectly able to pause the movie right on Mai's nips at multiple times. Yeah, she namely has them at a couple of points in the film. There's the shower scene, obviously. Then there's the moment she transforms, of course. There's the part where she's kidnapped by the dude with the face mask, the weird bird mask guy. And, of course, the final battle just went all out, showing all sorts of nip slips. It just, yeah. She's doing kicks and crazy things, and you don't even notice it all. Oh, angel, come meet the dawn. It's a brand new day. Oh, angel. I like that song.
But we're positively
Good movie.
adorable.
And I'm glad that it got a nice Blu-ray.
She can't fire a rocket launcher. Or a shotgun. She only wears dark clothes. And doesn't need glasses. She wears the most
Ezra, yeah, I saw that.
underwear ever. Her butt cheeks are always poking out too.
Neon, have you looked at yourself? Let burn the passion that fires your soul. Yeah. It's getting embarrassing.
Embarrass you, Master?
Right now, yes.
I can't believe this! You're all conspiring against us!
You're the ones who are unbelievable. I suggest you heed my words. You're scraping by for the moment, but soon you'll be at your limit. How long are you going to continue to depend on others?
Him alive, Fate Grand Order Holmes. He's not alive anymore, though.
You're starting to really get on my nerves. Should we do some additional training then?
Well, in her original design, Mai doesn't wear pants, but in her new Fatal Fury design, she's got midriff, so I'm like, shit, we got both.
Also,
Hell yeah.
What's wrong with relying on others? We complement each other and boost each other up. Exactly.
And what about you? If you're so against relying on others, what are you doing in Eden? Why don't you piss off and go be alone? Go defeat the Raptures yourself. Save the world on your own without any help.
You're the one who asked to join us. And we let you. You can't find Rappy on your own, and you know it. You're worried.
I didn't want to bring this up, but I've saved you from getting hit countless times.
What, they brought him back?
I also saved Denise from getting
Stop
hit.
bringing him back! Let people die in Fate. If you're gonna bring Holmes back, bring Musashi. That's my thing. If you don't bring Musashi back, don't bring other people back. It's not fair. Because you can make up whatever stupid bullshit reason why this character's killed off for realsies, but then you've negated people dying so many other times for dumbass reasons. What is the purpose of saying all of this?
It seems to me that you all take the sacrifices of others for granted. It makes me sick.
If you're so sick, then get lost and go see a doctor.
Yeah, I'll make you an appointment.
We don't sacrifice each other on our behalf.
Do you think Rappy feels that way as well?
I do, with absolute certainty.
Where does this confidence come from?
Anise, Neon,
Yes? What's up?
are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay.
I was a bit hurt, though.
I don't believe she intended to be malicious.
Are you kidding? She was as hostile as could be.
Calling us useless sacks of dog crap that hold people back? And right to our faces!
She didn't quite phrase it like that.
Whose side are you on, Commander? We've been through hell and high water together. But it sounds to me like you're siding with someone you've just met.
You need to pick a side right now. Otherwise, we're going on strike.
I didn't mean it like that.
We were only kidding.
We were?
Well, there was some truth to it.
What do you mean? Zelda Link? Which game?
I know that Neon and I weren't much help during
There's
the
tons of
recent
Zelda
incident in the
games.
Ark.
You mean the whole
Carl played with
franchise?
rules, and then
It's
when
alright.
Nikke and Chatterbox appeared. Our contribution didn't exactly amount to much.
What? That's not true. I made a lot of contributions. Didn't I?
Even though Rappy did all the heavy lifting, that's not to say you didn't do anything. Oh, for crying out loud. Fine. You played a better.
I guess.
You did great, Neon.
Okay.
Anyway, Dorothy wasn't entirely off the mark with her comments.
Suma Buddha? I don't know what that is. You mean Smash Bros? Sumashu Buddhas? I don't know. Burazas?
To keep it 100% real between us, I felt it too. We've been really struggling ever since Rappy disappeared. The commander has had to take on more and more
Well,
responsibility.
Lynn's dress doesn't
I
show
personally
nearly as
haven't
much
made
skin.
Notable improvements. Now, that's not to say that I haven't improved. I have. However, I think I'm quickly approaching my limit. To be fair, though, fighting on the battlefield has never been my bag. If I keep this up, Well, you know, I might really end up dragging Rappy or the commander down.
Since we're being honest with each other, I've been somewhat concerned about my lack of firepower. Is there any kind of hack I can use to boost up several levels at once?
I doubt it. The world rewards time and dedication with these things.
The truth
A waifu
hurts.
calendar?
That it does.
Those do exist.
But Anise, you know how we are.
Japan loves to do abbreviations of things. Sumabura is, yeah,
There's a
right up
fine
their
line
alley.
between confidence and delusion.
That's not what I'm saying.
I think they get excited about making these long-ass stories, like, for light novel titles. Like, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon, or whatever the fuck? So they can then, you know, trim it down into a more catchy name, and that's probably half the fun of it to them.
If we always compare ourselves to Rappy, we're bound to come up short. Unless we stop doing that, we won't be able to do anything. Sure, there are areas in which we're lacking, but there are just as many where we excel. Instead of beating ourselves up about how we might be a burden, how we're pulling our weight, etc., I say we could use a bit more confidence. It's all about giving our best with the assets we have.
You think so?
Of course.
I guess you're right. Rappy wouldn't have cared one iota about all of this anyway.
Sans Undertale.
She'd never feel that she was the
I don't
only one doing all
know.
the
I think it's a
heavy lifting.
clever little game.
She's always given her best.
It's not the kind of game where I feel, like, attached to the characters necessarily.
But she never lorded it over us or anyone else. She never looked down on anyone or acted superior.
The current Danmachi season is all about the goddess Freya, trying to claim Belle for herself by pretty much gaslighting him and putting a spell on the entire city that causes everyone to, like, forget he was ever part of Hestia's familia. Dant DM? No.
Whatever the outcome, she simply did her best, and she would be happy if things went well. If things didn't go well, she didn't blame anyone. She would chalk it up to luck. This might sound conceited, but
Well, Undertale is like
Rappy is like that.
a subversion of your typical JRPG tropes, using a quirky little, not Undertale, Earthbound-esque art style.
Was because she had trustworthy squad mates who brought out the best in her.
It's a fun little game, for sure.
Exactly. That's why.
I like the multiple endings you can get.
She believed in us and rushed ahead. She knew we would come to find her.
So don't pay attention to anything Dorothy says, because we've got better things to do.
Yeah, we're too busy trying our best.
Right.
That doesn't mean, however, that we should rest on our laurels. We have to do something.
For sure.
The first order of business is finding Rappy.
I think Frozen is a pretty cool movie.
Yeah.
It's a bit heavy-handed in the whole, like, you want to get married to someone you just met thing? Like, Disney felt like they were trying to pander a little too hard. Like, it's good advice, but it also seems like they're desperately trying to throw shade on their classic movies that are about, you know, damsels in distress and princesses and stuff. Like, there's nothing wrong inherently with those, assuming the guy's not a piece of shit. But of course, the question is, what if he is a piece of shit? And, you know, that's fair. But in terms of the songs and the cool ice magic and all that stuff, it's pretty fun.
In arms, they said.
I've set up all the decoys.
All done on my end as well.
It's been a little while since I went camping.
I don't like the new Lion King movie either.
I'm surprised you've even camped at all.
The fucking live action stuff is terrible.
Is that so?
The only one that I kinda liked was, Beauty and the Beast, and that one was already butchered by the really bad auto-tune.
It has been a few years.
I want to hear what it sounded like without it.
Colored me surprised. I thought you'd be going on about how you couldn't sleep without a proper bed. Complete with silk sheets.
You seem to have a rather myopic perception of people.
A death fake-out can be done well if there's some element of, like, sacrifice involved, where it actually does drive the characters to do things they would otherwise not do.
Sorry. It's probably because of my glasses.
And of course, if you do it too much, you completely ruin it. It's something that can only be done like maybe once in a story.
It's the others in Eden who are voracious eaters. They're fans of different fruits, meats, and vegetables.
What do you think about Darth Vader?
Wow, a bunch of fancy pants.
Good classic villain.
Sounds more like a royal outing than
Anakin Skywalker is kind of cringe though.
Well, it's certainly not efficient, I'll tell you that much. All those food supplies are bulky, yet they aren't high in calories. Anyway, what do you all eat?
Usually, whatever we bring from the Ark. Apparently, there are tons of food sources up on the surface, but you've got to be a skilled hunter in order to enjoy them.
Murder drones? No. What does that have to do with anything I've seen?
Would you like to try some? It might not look like much, but...
I've heard people really like the Clone Wars stuff, but I haven't watched it enough. I only do like the main movies.
No, I don't eat food from the Ark.
Why not?
Star Wars used to be fun. It had a charm. It was never perfect, but now it's pretentious as fuck.
I despise nothing more.
And there's just too much of it now. There's more stupid miniseries and TV shows than there were original movies, so that's kind of dumb. New story? I am at the final boss of the newest story that's available right now.
Regardless, try and choke one down. Don't want you passing out on us.
Is this Splendiman?
You've heard of it? Aw, darn. It's fun watching people freak out when they're not familiar with it.
What do you mean Luke would say I hate snow, it gets everywhere? He never says that.
I'll eat anything you give me, except for Splendiman.
Interesting.
We've got to feed her something. Do we have anything else besides Splendiman?
Don't trouble yourselves.
Oh, the new event story. Do you mean the maid one? I'm playing it right now, yeah. Like, not at this exact second, but it's fun. Let's look at what Syuen gave us.
I said it was fine.
Yeah, it'd be a waste to not eat it after we slept that stuff all the way out here. Let's see.
Is that an energy bar?
Nice! And what do we have here?
Ooh, that's a freeze-dried fruit that expands when you put in water.
I had no idea stuff like this even existed. The marvels of modern technology, eh?
SMG4?
Does Matisse always get to eat?
I don't know what that stands for.
I'm jealous. You have to make do with Splendiman. Here, have some, Commander.
Thanks, feel free to help yourself as well.
Oh, don't you worry. I will.
Anise, can I have that milkshake over there?
Sure.
Anise, you've already got your milkshake, and it brings all the boys to the yard.
Wait. This one's supposed to be mine. Where did yours go?
Oh, Super Mario Galaxy?
Astonishing. You've got some nerve asking for mine after...
Did they make a third?
Whoa. Hold up a minute. This is a bona fide chocolate bar.
Oh, SM64? Oh.
This is made entirely from ingredients found on the surface.
I don't think I've watched, any Mario 64 machinima.
Holy moly!
Like with a story or something. That's funny.
How did manage to get their hands on this stuff?
The maid story, I won't be reading live. It doesn't even have voice acting.
Commander, you decide the ultimate fate of this chocolate bar.
I would have been doing the Rappy story if it were available, but it's not anymore. I'll have to get it when it loops back around and you can repurchase it. Very well. Here you are, Dorothy. I hand over the chocolate bar to Dorothy. It's made using Arc technology, but none of the ingredients are from there. Surely you'll find that satisfactory?
You don't need cutlery by any chance, do you?
Who the hell is Zooble? What a silly name.
Thank you.
How is it?
It's a taste that I've missed. I used to have this quite often. Goodette.
Retro anime games? I did stream, I already did that actually, technically. I did, Time Gal. That was one of them. And I've also done Valis. I did some of the Valis games.
What were you just about to say?
Did you eat Codecium? Do people in Eden just eat everything?
I'm going to search the perimeter.
Why? We've already put up the decoys.
Don't take any.
Yeah, I liked the Rappy story.
I'm comfortable checking it myself.
It's just that was all happening like during the Lost Belt 7 craze.
I've just about had it up to here with you.
Dorothy gets up and walks off.
Master.
She seems a bit out of sorts. You should probably go check it out.
Good idea.
Just talk to her, okay?
This is kind of a long chapter. I know we're stopping to talk about shit a lot, but still. Ones that haven't been re-released on modern hardware? I mean, you could, but why go all the way back like that when a lot of the really good ones have been re-released?
There may be decoys set up.
My favorite game of all time might just be Xenoblade X. If not that, it's a tie with Xenogears, because I just love those. Reika from Time Gal is just emulating Dirty Pear, pretty much.
But it's still mighty brave.
But that's a good thing, you're copying from the best. I'm no stranger to the surface. Most of my fear has subsided by now.
So, why did you follow me?
I just wanted to get some fresh air.
In that case, I'll go somewhere else.
Dorothy walks away. Why did you come here to the Ark?
Everyone seems awfully curious about this.
That's putting it mildly.
All right, since it's just the two of us, I'll be up front with you. I'm going to bring down the Ark. It is a false paradise and should not exist.
I see.
A rather subdued reaction, I'd say. You don't believe what I'm saying?
I know you despise the Ark, but not enough to want to destroy it.
You're quite an interesting fellow. Do you have any idea what I've been doing on the Ark and what I'm preparing for?
When are you going to make your own intellectual property? I've been wanting to do like an RPG Maker game that's like, well, basically like a visual novel with some RPG mechanics, essentially.
You can only know what someone else is thinking if they're a shallow thinker. Unfortunately.
But
for
again,
you,
that was kind of like a long off dream if I assumed that my YouTube channel was actually doing better than it is.
I'm no shallow thinker. I must say, this conversation has taken an unusual, if not entirely unamusing turn.
I know, it's you, Dawson.
It's as if I'm pleading my case to get you to believe.
I don't know why you have multiple YouTube accounts to jump around there, but yeah. Yes, her eyes are pulsing with shiny shine.
Convincing you that I'm up to no good.
And then it goes, wicked at the same time.
It's up to you whether you choose to believe me or not.
But how many waifus and how much fan service would that RPG Maker game have? It would be good. About as much as any other visual novel, I guess. Maybe even have H scenes. Oh, you get shadow banned. You say that, but I don't understand the full context.
Either way, it won't stop me from doing what I need to do.
I've got a whole bunch of different ideas, so the nature of that fan service would come based on which of those ideas I decide to go with. If you really wanted to destroy the Ark, you wouldn't have fought with Nihilister. And then there's stuff like whether you go for more of a sci-fi, fantasy, or more contemporary setting.
That was merely
I have ideas for all three. I might believe that if it'd only been once, but you went up against her twice. If the annihilation of the Ark was your goal, you could have simply turned and left. This is my main channel, and neither of my channels is doing especially well right now. The Waifu Files channel did just hit the point where I can start monetizing the videos again, though. So what was originally kind of a gut punch while I make that transition is now up and at 'em, which is good. I'm still not entirely convinced that moving it to a separate channel actually helped me at all. Maybe it doesn't. But I'm willing to look at it a little bit longer and see how that goes. Especially now that it is monetized. Some of the videos do good, some of them go meh. So I don't know, man. We'll have to see. Thanks to you, we were able to arrive in time. And the Ark was spared from complete decimation. Wolf Children? Yeah, that's a good one.
Running away from a heretic isn't as easy as you might
Ed Sheeran made a Pokemon song? I'd have to hear it. I give it a shot if it's cool like the original classics were. Fighting one certainly isn't any easier.
What is it that you want to say?
I wanted to thank you. Thank you for protecting the Ark.
You really don't seem to believe what I'm telling you. Fine. Think whatever you want. Ignorance is bliss, after all. As for now, I should be moving along. I don't appreciate having my alone time taken away from me. Don't follow me.
Dorothy leaves. Wah, wah, wah. As we continue to sift through the detritus left behind by the battle, we come across a pile of smoldering ashes that resemble a campfire.
A campfire?
The ashes are still warm. Whoever made this left not too long ago.
I don't know, just fewer views, less revenue. Members aren't sticking around as long as they did before. The waifu files in itself seems to be not as profitable as just chugging out more and more Fate shit. And I wonder if that hurt me in the long run, even though I love the waifu files that much more. So, it's tricky.
To think that there's someone else up on the surface who appreciates a good fire as well.
If you ask me, they must have some kind of death wish. They were practically begging for a rapture to detect them with their thermal vision.
If that's what they were after, then why make such a nice and orderly fire?
Yeah, and I don't see any signs of a struggle either.
There are footprints along the edge of the lake. Judging by the stride and number of steps, I'd say there were 3 people. 2 taller, 1 shorter.
3? Why do you say that?
Beauty and the Beast anime movie? Well, there isn't one officially. There's that really cool movie. What the hell is it called? Belle? Was it called Belle? Gosh, now I need to double check. But that movie is kick-ass. Yeah, it was Belle. That's a really good one. It's kind of like Beauty and the Beast. It's like a loose, very loosely so. A Little Mermaid anime movie? Huh.
Isn't Rappy supposed to be alone?
I doubt Rappy is behind this. There's no way she'd be stupid.
I love the
enough to start a
film
campfire
Bubble,
up here.
which has Little Mermaid themes.
Then that must mean it's someone else?
That movie's amazing.
Who could it be?
Can we not simply follow the footprints? Despite what you say, I believe this is related to Rappy in some way.
Let's follow the tracks.
All right, let's go.
Oh?
Whoa! That's a rifle!
Where's it coming from?
Or?
Yes, that's it.
Dorothy runs off.
We need to stick together! The shots are coming from ahead of us. Let's go, Master!
We're about to find out who done it.
Have you ever seen such a crazy bunch in your life?
Oh, hey, Chime.
A campfire? Honestly? Are you trying to advertise your presence to the Raptures? Why don't you say something? Not being used to life on the surface is no excuse.
Big Hero 6 was alright.
Behavior is absolute grounds for punishment. Because of that campfire, we got ourselves into a fight that could have been avoided.
Good grief. Would you can it already? I already said I'm sorry.
Red Hood? Now I wonder what kind of crazy technology allows Rappy to literally transform physically into Red Hood.
Sorry isn't enough. Fortunately, Crown is as strong as she is, or else we'd have been overwhelmed. If something like this ever happens again...
Yes, the algorithm is absolutely to blame. Because I think I've got really fun content, but it doesn't give a fair chance in the algorithm.
Miss High and Mighty is the one who wouldn't.
In the very few times videos do go viral, they do pretty damn well and people like them. And then, like, half my other videos don't get the same treatment. And it's just like, damn.
That's why I built the fire in the first place. You want to know what she was doing when I was building the fire?
Stopping you, surely.
As if. She was sitting right by me, knife and fork in hand, practically drooling all over herself. Who the hell eats roast potatoes with a knife and fork anyway?
Eating with one's hands is far too undignified for someone like Her Highness.
We're getting off track here.
So did you roast the potatoes for her or not?
No! In case you forgot, you came and reamed me out before I could cook anything. I even put out the fire when you asked me to.
Enough of this. Hurry up and serve Crown her roasted potatoes.
This is like talking to a wall.
Both of you, stop it.
Yeah, but even at its peak, my Fate stuff probably wouldn't have been enough to maintain an entire mortgage on its own and all the bills.
I will make a fair judgment. Both of you are at fault.
Huh?
I was merely testing Red Hood's capacity to make rational decisions. As for you, Chime, I was testing your patience. Unfortunately, both of you failed.
Aha! I knew there must have been a reason for you acting this way. I apologize for doubting you.
It's okay. Just try and do better next time.
You created a Batman and Godzilla comic? What?
What happens if we pass?
Hip pants? I don't think I've worn them based on that. There's some wonky stuff regarding Rappy's ability to transform into Red Hood, yeah. Using it too much can allow Red Hood to, like, literally completely manifest, which is what we're looking at now.
Sorry?
I assume those are the two possibilities,
I
right?
played a demo of the Arkham games ages ago. They're okay.
I, bestow upon you the honor of being able to tend me.
And what a great honor it would be.
I feel like I'm in the nut house. Hey, you two lunkheads. Who are those people over there?
Are they Nikke's? Oh no.
Times are getting hard after all, even for the price of food. Yeah, everything's rising.
All of your blustering got us to
But nothing more so than the housing. Housing market is the worst.
Any of us
Well, okay, housing and health insurance. Those are the two worst things, for sure.
I count 3. We have to shake them.
Okay, I'll call Trump right away.
Manga Mario?
Just a second.
I haven't read a Mario manga, no. I know there's a Zelda one that's halfway decent.
What for? We're not to have any contact with other Nikke.
Red Hood? Dorothy?
Hey! Watch out!
Dorothy runs off.
Prepare for battle.
No. Hold.
Red Hood? Dorothy as I live and breathe?
Dorothy embraces Red Hood.
Wow. You certainly don't seem to have any compunctions about physical contact anymore.
How are you alive?
Dorothy quickly backs off.
Who are you?
What's wrong?
You heard me. Who are you?
I'm Red Hood. Are you alright?
But how?
I will not play Minecraft, no.
You died.
Hey, you candy.
Have not,
holding
will
bugger.
not.
What's with that scarf?
What about it?
Hey, do you know Rappy?
Rappy? You know Rappy?
Answer my question!
I should be asking you the same thing.
She's our friend.
And comrade in arms.
I'm her commander.
I am Rappy's. Friend? Mentor? Comrade? It's a bit tough to find an apt word for it. Anyway, one of those, I guess.
Where is she?
If I were to guess... Here.
It's the last one on the thing. Yes, it was. Next chapter. What are you talking about?
Well, I know this is gonna sound like I have a screw loose, but I can hear Rappy's voice.
Huh? What?
You all probably think I should be in the loony bin.
I didn't think that.
Yes, you did. I can see it on your face.
Oh, sorry.
Hold up. Even if we were to entertain that possibility, how do you know it's Rappy's voice?
She and I are...
Never heard of Soul Mask. They usually have more than enough games to play right now.
She was with me in my final moments.
What?
Having said that, I was in the final stages of corruption, so I don't remember all the details perfectly.
Then what? Are you saying Rappy is trapped inside you now?
I'm not sure. I was hoping you could answer that for me.
A transformation of some kind has taken place.
The housing crisis is the worst. Yeah. Yeah, moving in with family. I mean, it does make sense. And if it's not family, it's like friends, but who else do you know that's, you know, that trustworthy to go in on a house together with someone, you know? It's tricky.
We can prove it.
And just who are you?
Watch your tone, you knave. We are the Noble White Knight Squad.
Ugh, there are too many new characters.
Haven't I seen you before?
Ah, so you do remember. You have a keen memory. We met, but only for a brief moment.
Well, we know that Crown and Chime are looking after our precious Modernia right now.
Huh? Tell us then, Noble White Knight. When you say you can prove it, what exactly do you mean?
Finally, someone with a modicum of manners.
Are you going to answer or not?
I saw it with my own 2 eyes. We were out hunting for treasure when a loud noise attracted our attention. Heading towards the sound, we saw there was a brawl taking
Dolphin
place,
pans,
3
huh?
against 1. The only thing was, the lone individual was overpowering the other 3.
I think it's a bit more complicated than that, Gumi. But yeah, it's ridiculous. People buying up houses to... not because they want to own the damn house and live in it, but because they want to charge rent on it. And that's the big problem, is just so many home buyers who aren't actually living in the damn houses they're buying.
After a few moments, she passed out, then transformed into the figure you now see before you.
Transformed? How?
It's a bit tricky to explain. There were some crackling and bubbling sounds as it happened.
You're not making any sense.
She speaks the truth. I can vouch for her.
Hardly a ringing endorsement when you're just as suspicious as everyone else here.
How dare you call Her Highness Rectitude into question? We were doing you a favor by explaining all this to you.
A favor? More like chirping endlessly into my ear.
Why, you...
Rappy went into overdrive to utilize Red Hood. Before doing that, she asked us to find her, no matter what. Do you happen to know anything about this?
Utilize me? What do you mean?
We're not so sure ourselves.
She didn't say utilize me.
How is any of this even possible?
It doesn't make sense. Cases of personality changes are rare enough as they are, but to experience a physical transformation, complete with alternative clothing and equipment, it's simply not possible.
Then how do you explain my being here?
Quit beating around the bush.
I want to see that transformation. I'm pretty sure it would look like gnarly. like some kind of werewolf thing. Or it'd be like more basic, generic, like Animorphs or something.
Just tell us where Rappy is.
I told you. She's here.
Do you actually expect us to believe that?
No, I have not played this Pokemon Vega Fairy, no.
I don't know how I can prove it to you.
We're not even sure if you're actually
Pokemon's been disappointing me. The best thing that came out of it was Nessa from Sword and Shield, and even then, Sword and Shield were disappointing
I
games.
personally don't think you are. What are you after? What do you stand to gain from impersonating Red Hood?
Apparently, the parasol lady doesn't trust me. You're still wearing the same outfit as before. I assume you haven't gotten any new upgrades since the last time?
Dude, no, here's the problem. They're making tons of houses. A lot of them, unfortunately, being apartments and condominiums because they want to rent them out. They aren't making enough single family houses and stuff, I suppose, yeah. Since you're basically an entrepreneur, doing YouTube business is trial and error? Absolutely. Completely trial and error.
How did you...
Because I'm me.
The older something is,
The better it is.
how can this be?
Do you two know each other?
We know each other very well.
I can see that you're Red Hood. That much is clear. But the idea that Rappy shares the same body with you...
We should get a move on. Rappy is talking to me so loudly that it's wearing on me. It gets better if I walk.
What is she saying?
She keeps repeating the same thing. Head home.
Head home. Are you too good for your
Hold
home?
on. We can walk and talk. Rappy's
Seen
really
Billy
going through a
Madison?
storm.
No, that's Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore. Which one is Billy Madison? Billy Madison's where he's going back to elementary school, right? And Happy Gilmore is the one with the golf. Why are you getting banned? What? Who says you're being banned? Maybe one day you can do a documentary on being a YouTube... I'm sure people already do that. The others close behind with curiosity written all over their faces. Boop. Hey, Ingrid.
Progress.
This may come as a shock.
What is it?
I met Red Hood. Are you there? What's going on? She's like, no, I'm gonna text your ass. It's me. I've set up a dummy ID and created a chat room for security reasons. We're using Elysian's top secret channel. It should be safe to talk here. Isn't your screen name a bit too obvious? Not at all. No one will know it's me. If you say so. Anyway, you said you encountered Red Hood. I saw that she went into overdrive. I assume this might happen. Can you explain this? Okay, it's confidential, but since you've met Red Hood face to face, I'll give you full disclosure. It'll make things easier going forward. Rappy and Red Hood share the same body. To be more precise, it's like two bodies compressed into one. Her body weight is therefore twice the normal size. She's a big girl. And she possesses 2 cores. Command authority of the body belongs entirely to Rappy. When needed, Red Hood's body can be activated. During that time, each body will contest with the other to gain control. The 2 cores repel each other. The amount of energy released during this reaction eclipses even, that of a heretic. This allows her to exert a power beyond any of our comprehension. It's all starting to make sense now. However, the longer her body exists in this state of immense output, the more control will shift over to Red Hood. You gotta go. Catch you later. As long as it's stopped before control is completely transferred, a toxin within Rappy's body disintegrates Red Hood's presence within her own. The temperature... This process generates extremely high temperatures, to the point that unless you expose her to large amounts of coolant, it'll reach her brain. What then? Would she disintegrate? Is it fatal? More or less. And Red Hood is the only causality of this process? To be precise, although the parasitic entity that leeches off Rappy's body is dissolved, Red Hood's core itself remains unaltered. If what you're saying is true, how do you explain the fact that Red Hood is still alive and well? If Rappy's body is reassembled, Red Hood's will reappear along with it. We've tried every method under the sun, but Red Hood consistently resurrects during the reconstruction process. However, any brainwaves detected belong solely to Rappy. Although it's embarrassing to admit, we haven't a clue as to why this is happening. Has Red Hood ever completely taken over? Yes, but only once. Fortunately for us, we were able to introduce the toxin into the body externally, which caused her to revert back to Rappy. So that's what you gave me. Precisely. Stick Red Hood with that, and her body will disintegrate, allowing Rappy to return. Understood. But a word of warning, it won't be easy. She'll put up a fight. Only natural, considering it'll end her life. No, Rappy will be the one who resists. What? When Rappy turned into Red Hood remained unconscious. Nevertheless, when we attempted to administer the toxin, she put up some fierce resistance. It's a miracle that no one lost their life. I thought she was operating on instinct alone. But we noticed Red Hood's brainwaves were in lockstep with Rappy's. What could that possibly mean? As time passed, Rappy's brainwaves gradually weakened. At the same time, her resistance decreased, which afforded us an opportunity to induce the toxin. Introduce. When Rappy was brought back, she had lost several months' worth of memories. Our hypothesis is that the longer Red Hood remains in control, the greater the memory loss Rappy suffers. So hurry. Red Hood said that she could hear Rappy's voice. Well, could she make out what she was saying? Head home. See you later, Gumi. When Rappy last activated Red Hood, she mentioned she was able to hear Red Hood's voice. We might be dealing with something similar to that. What did Red Hood say to Rappy? Destroy the Ark. What? Have you seen any signs of such behavior? I don't think so. I mean, that's probably the corruption talking. So long as she's not displaying any obvious signs of malice, you don't have to fixate on that. Nevertheless, it would be best to keep in mind going forward. Noted. If the situation changes, report back. I'll be waiting. Oh, wait. What is it? Am I to keep this conversation between us? If this information were to get out, it could turn the Ark upside down. However, if you feel it will help to bring Rappy back, you may share it with your colleagues if you feel it necessary. Even though it's highly confidential intelligence? Only a few parties are involved in the situation. It'll come off as a fantastic story cooked up by conspiratorial crackpots. Burying with more easily digestible information will be easy enough. That's actually fairly terrifying. Fortunately, there are no concerns about the counters having their brains scanned. Have you encountered any other individuals? We met with Dorothy. Anyone else? We also ran into some unidentified Nikkes. Are they pilgrims? We believe so. Well, it doesn't matter. We can be glad that they're at least pilgrims. If you feel it will help, share the information. Arigato. Good luck. Lipple. I recall a conversation between Rappy and Rapunzel.
Rappy, you remind me of my friend. Your attitude and personality are different, but the way you fight is practically identical.
Perhaps. I assume you're referring to Red Hood?
Huh? How did you know? Do you know her?
So I heard you right after all.
What is that?
Red Hood. A Nikke from the first invasion. And the legendary commander. In the past, was your squad named Pioneer?
No. We only got that name once we met again on the surface. We were originally called...
Goddess.
Red Hood was a member of the Goddess Squad, a real person who existed in the past. I'm beginning to understand Ingrid's comment about how this would turn the arc upside down. We don't know how or why, or the how or why behind any of this. But this insinuates that a Nikke from the past can be brought back to the present. Since there's already been a result, we'll surely be able to find the cause. The opposite is also applicable. If this information were to get out and reach the Ark, I can't even imagine what would happen. As we continue to march, I share the information Ingrid revealed to me with everyone. The reaction is immediate and pronounced.
You don't actually expect us to buy all that, do you? You've been reading too many science fiction novels.
So, Rappy and I share the same body?
Why are you taking any of this the least bit seriously? This man is clearly delusional.
It's the most plausible theory we have to go on right now. They're the ones who created Rappy. We have no choice but to believe them. Besides, I can feel it in my gut that it's true.
Chime?
Yes, Your Highness.
Break it down for me. What exactly is going on here?
Well, don't you worry about it. I'll take care of everything.
Very good. All I have to do is make the final decision.
She's like, this is way over above my head.
Precisely.
Should screw this shit.
Someone of your bearing shouldn't have to concern themselves with unnecessary details.
Oh, you're just confused.
You two haven't any clue what the commander just said, right?
Whatever are you talking about? I don't need to understand.
Exactly. All she needs to do is trust me.
That's quite the toxic relationship right there. Lucky you trust her so much and that she's trustworthy.
So, if I take that injection you have, I'll turn back into Rappy?
That's right.
And I'll die?
That's also true. Except she's still in there.
Let's do it.
What? Huh? You're not scared of getting this shot?
Enough talk. Inject me with it.
Wait just a moment.
No. Time is of the essence. I died long ago. I remember it vividly. If this were a true resurrection, and I could go on living, I'd be so happy. But you said yourself that I'm borrowing Rappy's body. So long as I'm here, we don't know what's happening to Rappy.
The longer you stay, the more Rappy's consciousness will disappear.
See? I told you.
I understand that, but we shouldn't be so hasty. We should confirm whether or not this is all true. There's still time to do that.
I shouldn't be here. This isn't right. I'm dead. A ghost from the past. I can't take the life of someone living now. Now. Hurry.
Red Hood stretches her arm outward. I remove the injection gun from the box and move it towards Red Hood's arm.
Wait, please.
Grab. Red Hood grabs my arm with a vice-like grip. I look up at her.
What the?
What's going on?
I don't know. I'm trying to let go, but...
It hurts.
I'm sorry. I can't. I can't control my own movements.
Red Hood?
It's not me doing this. It's Rappy. Don't believe me? Well, look.
Using her other hand, Red Hood starts pounding on the hand that's squeezing me. Despite several powerful blows, the death grip on my arm doesn't relent in the slightest.
Rappy, why are you doing this?
Exerting every last ounce of my strength, I attempt to pull back the injection gun. To my surprise, Red Hood's hand loses its grip.
I guess. Rappy really doesn't want to get that shot.
What are you up to? Give Rappy back!
Rappy is the one who is resisting.
You didn't believe a word of this just a few minutes ago, and now you're changing your tune?
I believe Red Hood is telling the truth.
So you're saying Rappy wants to die? You're not making any sense!
Head home.
What was that?
That's what Rappy keeps telling you, right?
Right.
Where's Rappy's hometown?
I'm not sure.
I don't think she's ever told me.
Then we have to figure it out. I think that's where we need to go. Red Hood starts shaking her head back and forth. Then we should head to Red Hood's hometown? Red Hood's movements stop. This is probably... That's what Rappy wants us to do. She wants us to go to Red Hood's hometown. To Red Hood's hood. Gotta go to the Red Hood. Rappy resisted when we tried to administer the injection, then released her hand when we said we'd head to Rappy's Red Hood's hometown.
Does that mean Rappy wants to go there while she's still alive?
I believe so.
If you ask me, I say we stop banding about all this sci-fi mumbo-jumbo and give her the injection whether she likes it or not. You said it yourself. Rappy is disappearing.
I say we go and check out this place.
But Commander!
Think about it. Despite the fact that she runs the risk of disappearing entirely, Rappy still wants to send Red Hood to her hometown. If she's willing to take that risk, then she must have a good reason for it. Not only that, this is the first time that Rappy has expressed what she wants.
So you really believe that Rappy is inside that lady?
Yes, I do.
She might just be spinning a wild yarn in order to save her own skin.
That turns out to be true, and Rappy vanishes because of it. I'll kill her myself.
Master!
You hear that, Red Hood? Don't even think about lying to us.
I'm not lying.
Is the injection the only way we have of turning Red Hood back to Rappy?
As things stand now, this is the only way.
Very well. Let's go then.
But where is Red Hood's hometown?
Beats me. This is my first time seeing this place too. The last time I was alive, this place was completely different from how it is now. How am I supposed to know where to go?
What should we do, Commander?
Is there anything you remember about your hometown? Some type of recognizable landmark, perhaps?
It's in a pretty rural area, so there's not much in the way of distinctive landmarks. I remember a long stretch of cornfields. There were also quite a few farms with livestock. Oh, right! There was a river that cut through the village.
Red Hood uses the barrel of her gun to doodle a picture in the dirt.
Could you at least try to treat your weapon with some respect?
Relax, I'll brush it off after I'm done. Anyways, the river looks something like this.
What are we supposed to get out of that? It's just a squiggly line.
Looks like a worm to me.
You mean you don't recognize this river?
No idea.
We kind of stink at map reading to begin with. Well, it's true.
I see 3 distinct rivers based on those lines. The details may differ slightly, but I know that location.
You could tell all that from that chicken scratch?
Yes. The place I'm thinking of has long stretches of cornfields, with around 20 wooden houses forming a small
We're
village.
so lucky they're here, we'd be fucked.
For some reason, there was even a gas station, and a building that looked like a pub. Does any of that sound familiar?
Do you remember the name of the pub?
The sign was pretty worn down, but I think it might have had something to do with angels?
Angel's Hip. That's it.
That's quite a name.
Them angels have wide hips, boy.
Can you take us there?
I'll follow your lead, Your Highness.
We shall take them there. We cannot turn a blind eye to those who are in trouble.
Very well. Then we'll leave right away.
How far away is it?
With a human in tow? Around a week.
Quite a hike.
Would it be possible to do it in 4 days?
It won't be terribly enjoyable for you, but yes.
Then let's get moving.
Okay.
Which direction are we heading in? I'll go ahead with Red Hood. There is much I wish to discuss with her.
Likewise.
Dorothy and Red Hood walk
We'll
off.
head out and keep a distance from them.
Hold on just a sec. I didn't ask because I've been so distracted. Who are you guys?
You did not introduce yourselves.
We are the White Knight Squad. You can address
I like this freaking fancy pants music.
Our mission is to gather all manner of valuable resources to establish a kingdom on this land.
Who are you affiliated with?
We have no affiliation. Our kingdom is our own.
Pilgrims.
That appears to be the appellation this world has bestowed upon us. Yes.
A kingdom, you said? Where?
Somewhere far from here.
How many people are there?
3, including myself.
Bit small for a kingdom, wouldn't you say?
So long as there is a king, it can be called a kingdom.
At least they're very kind.
And who is that, may I ask?
Haughty for sure, but very kind.
Me. Crown.
And the queen?
The who? Ah, I assume you're referring to my assistant. She's the one beside me.
It is my honor to serve Her Highness.
How did you two end up here?
While we were out searching for treasure, we came across this individual.
Chime points off in the distance towards Red Hood.
She requested to become a citizen of our kingdom.
I granted her request, as any worthy king would.
What would make her want to join your kingdom?
I can see why. You wake up in an unfamiliar place, totally unaware of how things work. Suddenly, someone offers help in exchange for you becoming one of their subjects. Wouldn't you do the same?
I suppose I would.
Exactly.
At any rate, we are more than happy to take you all on as citizens as well. You should consider it an honor.
Huh? You're taking us in too?
Yes.
I appreciate the offer, but I'll have to decline.
We're not offering. Should you wish to receive our aid, you must become a citizen.
Wowzer! That would make me a triple agent.
What the... Are you saying you're a spy?
Uh-oh. Busted.
Your Highness, this woman is claiming to be a spy.
Did you say pie? I could go for a good pie right about now.
I love their stupid, ignorant faces. They're like, yeah, no, let's pretend we don't know shit.
Hear that? Bring us a pie at once.
What a mess.
You all seem to know your way around a map. Have you got any tips for how to read a map? I want to learn.
Maps? We have no need for maps. We simply memorize our surroundings.
You do?
More precisely, we memorize the surrounding terrain and buildings. It makes treasure hunting much easier.
Impressive!
If there is anything else you're curious about, feel free to ask.
Where is this kingdom you're always talking about?
Oh,
The atmosphere suddenly becomes tense, but it seems to remind me of something.
Somewhere safe. Don't worry. They may be money hungry and always pestering us to join them. But the White Knights would never betray their faith and besmirch their good name.
ah yes, the Knights. I was wondering who it was.
Are they also pilgrims?
Yes. 2 sisters. Crown and Chime. And cute as a button. They want to become the masters of the kingdom.
If you vouch for them, I'm sure they're trustworthy.
It's like, yeah, we knew these guys. We totally knew these guys. White Knight, Crown, Chime. Is Marion doing well?
How do you know that name?
Oh my gosh! Now I remember. You two are...
That's right. And you guys are the ones they mentioned. What was it again?
The Counters.
Marion is doing just fine. She no longer cries at night. She's able to stay in the house by herself now.
I see.
Although she overindulges in alcohol, is prone to vulgarity, and has an appalling diet,
Things she picked up from the other pilgrims.
she is living a peaceful existence.
What was the first part you just said?
Sounds like she's picked up some bad habits.
I guess she's now whole. In an entirely new way.
The important thing is that she's healthy. So don't worry.
Okay, thank you. Please continue to look out for her.
There is no need to fret. I never abandon my subjects, no matter what.
This is a given.
But what is Snow White up to if she's leaving Marion with you guys? I thought she'd take responsibility.
May I tell her?
Yes, they should know.
I found some clues that could help with our retaliation. I'll have to ask you to take care of her for a while. That's all we know for now.
Seems like something major is afoot.
There is. So I suggest you don't...
Well, because Nikke aren't real people. They probably don't have the same problems with alcohol.
We should not discuss Marion any further.
I mean, they can get maybe addicted to it, I guess, because they got the brains, but I guess getting drunk is not going to poison your liver and stuff.
If we do, I might be...
Don't even know if they have a liver anymore.
Wow, so your heart isn't made of stone after all.
How kind of you.
It feels like nothing has changed.
I know, right? I'm a little surprised too.
What happened after you died?
You wouldn't believe me even if I told you. And you? How have you managed to stay alive all this time? It's been nearly 100 years at this point.
I still have things to do. I can't die just yet.
What things?
It's a secret.
Wow. Things must be pretty serious if you're getting tight-lipped around me.
A lot.
Yes, but it's not like we chopped a Nikke open to see what's inside him.
You wouldn't believe me even if I told you.
Okay. I get it.
It seems you've gotten over the corruption.
I haven't necessarily gotten better. It's just that I've swapped out for an entirely new body. One that isn't mine.
I see. I felt like we'd have so much to talk about, but I don't know what to say.
When you haven't seen someone for so long, you sometimes end up having less to talk about. Especially when you've both lived different lives.
I suppose so.
Besides, isn't it better for you not to talk too much with me?
How do you figure?
Oh, you know...
You really haven't changed a bit. I never understood how you could live so carefree. Me, on the other hand, I'm filled with nothing but regret.
Dorothy, you've changed a lot.
I have?
I can't quite put my finger on it.
But you're super omega pissed at everything.
But something is noticeably different. Tell me, what happened?
It's honestly not that interesting. Nothing worth discussing.
Oh, come on.
You mean the Ark kicking you out?
This isn't something I can talk about flippantly. Then again, I never thought I'd have a chance to talk to you again. So I suppose any discussion is worth having.
I've told you. This body is not my own.
I know.
Red Hood, wait.
What's the matter, handsome? Got something you want to tell me in private? Or something you'd like to do where there aren't any prying eyes?
I'm pretty sure Rappy would be pissed off if you fucked Red Hood before you fucked her. That's not it.
Darn. Tell me then, why'd you worm your way up to the front to see me? I know that you want Rappy back. I understand how you feel, but I couldn't help you even if I wanted to.
I was curious about something.
You want to know my dimensions?
Dimensions?
If I tell you...
You mean your
specs? Then you've got to tell me what you're working with down there.
Who is Rappy to you? She wants to know how big our pistol is.
I already told you. A friend, my mentor, a comrade. Something close to that. Or...
Again, her voice is so much more appropriate in Japanese.
Even a bit of a blend of all those.
Did you say you two share a special relationship?
Oh, sure. There she was, with nothing. And there I was, with everything. But soon to have nothing. Sounds like we're polar opposites, right? But it was okay. It was near the end of my corruption, so it's all a bit fuzzy. But I remember there being a brief bit of time where everything was okay.
You like her English voice? She just sounds too naive, I guess?
I'm not going to dish
Not
out
very
all the
tough.
dirt.
She's more aggressive in her other voices.
It's embarrassing. And a lady should get to keep at least some of her secrets. I'm sure Rappy feels the same way about it.
Very well. I won't pry into your relationship any further.
Glad we're on the same page.
Why did you tell Rappy to destroy the Ark?
I said that? Is the Ark still in one piece?
It is.
Nice. So they managed to defend it. Pretty impressive. But why would I tell her to destroy the Ark?
How would I know?
I feel like I'm missing a key memory.
Ah, yeah. Oh, right! Right! Okay, they showed us this in the... Right, yep. Big fucking spoiler there. As soon as I get to do the Rappy event with you guys, you'll know what this is about. I'm not going to spoil it right now, though. Needless to say, it was not the corruption talking, I just kind of forgot this detail. Yep. Are you okay?
I'm okay. I've just got a wicked headache all of a sudden.
Don't talk for a few minutes. Get some rest.
Not a chance. You just interrogated me, and now it's my turn to ask the questions. What about you? Who's Rappy to you?
She's a comrade in arms.
With the other two back there as well? The one with glasses and the loud mouth?
Yeah.
I can see how those two are comrades of Rappy's. But not you. You're different.
Hmm?
So right now, I'm borrowing Rappy's body. Yes? Every time you come close to me, how do I put this? It feels like I'm simultaneously at ease and not.
I'm Rappy's commander. She has always protected me. It might have something to do with that.
Is that all? I'm thinking this might be something that happens between a man and a woman, if you catch my drift. For your silence, I assume there's a connection there?
Rappy loves me. Rappy is important to me. More than almost anything else.
Well.
But I'm not sure this emotion is what you're describing.
How dense can you be? It's love, you moron.
I think you're oversimplifying things.
Want to bet? I bet that if you were to pay her a little nocturnal visit, before long, you two would be...
What's wrong? Rappy doesn't like it, so she's giving you a headache.
I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I promise that if you listen to her and take me to my hometown, I'll return your precious Rappy to you once we're done.
Okay. You better not be lying. Like I said, she's important to me.
Okay. I got it. Let's get a move on then.
Red Hood grabs my hand. Huh?
This... I didn't mean... It's been a while since I held a handsome man's hand while I walked. You don't have a problem with that, do you?
No.
Okay. Good.
Wouldn't be the first person the commander slept with. For a while, Red Hood and I held hands as we walked. In the summer version, we were like making out with Sakura. Summer event.
I'm so bored. Do you want something to eat? That won't help. It's just that it feels strange to be wandering up on the surface without getting into a firefight every 2 seconds. I hear you. Whenever we try to do something, those two butt in and take over. I haven't fired a single bullet for the past few days. The firepower gods are probably cursing my name now as we speak. I get that Dorothy is a beast when it comes to fighting, but even Red Hood is on another level. Yeah, they're so aggressive, but insanely powerful. It's awfully similar to how Rappy was acting. I was thinking the exact same thing.
To be fair, I think Red Hood is trying to provoke the commander for Rappy's sake, more than her own.
Is that even Crown and Chime can hold their own in a fight. I guess if you live up on the surface long enough, you'll naturally become strong. Did we even need to come? Well, it's not like we're much help. Don't say that. We could be in charge of meals or some other stuff. Yeah, useless things.
Would you two stop?
But I'm so frustrated. And I'm so angry. When I get back, I'm going through special training. I'm going straight to the boss and requesting some upgraded parts for my gun. I'll outfit it with the latest technology, and no one will be able to stand in my way. I'm gonna pay Mustang a visit too. I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Nah, it's okay. We'll take care of it. It has more meaning if we do it ourselves.
You're moving on to bigger and better things anyway, Commander. All these prettier and stronger ladies will want to be around you. I can't stand by and watch myself get ousted like that.
Definitely not.
Our minds are made up. There's no time to waste. Let's find Rappy and get this done and dusted.
Roger.
You two, over there.
Yes?
Are you talking to us?
Yes. Can you come here for a second?
What's up?
Can you check what's beyond the hill? If there are snipers, it'll be a real hassle moving forward.
If there are snipers, what will happen when we cross the hill?
They'll put a bullet in our heads. Forget it. I'll go.
She's like, you could be human shields.
No. Let's go, Neon.
Okay.
Yeah, right now I want Eunhwa's overspec version. That was impressive.
No, you stay here. It's too dangerous. We'll be back in a jiffy. We'll show them who.
But she's not available yet. So far, it's just been story exclusive.
Red Hood.
What?
I know it's a bit weird asking this so late in the game, but aren't you scared?
Scared about what? Of dying? Of course I'm scared. But then again, I'm not technically alive right now. Not in the strictest sense. I'm simply borrowing Rappy's body. It's more like a possession. I eventually have to return it to its rightful owner.
You like Eleg. She's one of my least favorites.
I appreciate you saying that.
She's too
I'm sorry
chonky,
that I
if
doubted
you know what I mean.
Apology accepted.
I was telling you before about how muscle definition creates a vertical navel, kind of like what you're seeing with Red Hood right now. Eleg is the exact opposite. A big flap of fat that makes it all horizontal.
What is it? You've been awfully quiet.
If you're into that, that's great. I'm just saying I'm
Ever
not.
regret not being able to do all the things you wanted to?
Sure.
If you could do things differently, would you?
Of course.
Red Hood, don't you want to live in this era?
What?
No, it's not about Booba.
Why don't you keep Rappy's
It's about
body and
Bele.
continue living as Red Hood?
Hey, what are you saying?
I'm simply being pragmatic. Red Hood is a formidable fighter and has extensive experience on the battlefield. Frankly speaking, she's leagues above Rappy. Her specifications surpass all others by leaps and bounds, and her armor was fashioned by snow.
Her armor. Her armor.
To reclaim the surface from the raptures, it would be smarter to keep Red
You're
Hood-
not the only one, Ray. There's a lot of people out there who seem to like her a lot.
Do I sound crazy to you? I'm merely pointing out the obvious. If there's a choice between two individuals, you choose the one who's superior. Does that not apply to everything? This is really basic, right? Red Hood, the decision is
Her
yours.
armor's amazing. It's just leather. They bounce bullets off like nothing.
You're the current owner of that body. Stay in this era. Come with me.
Dorothy!
If I go with you, what will you do for me?
I will return you to a time when you shined brightest.
When I shine brightest?
Yes, I can do that for you.
Oh. Are they alive?
Yes.
Even Snow White?
Yes. Although her personality has changed
See, that
drastically.
reaction was completely not matching her face. Or it's like, are they alive? Like, holy shit. You know, that kind of thing. The expression's just off.
What have they been doing all these years?
They've been wandering the surface, searching for a way to defeat the Queen.
Still? Incredible.
The Chili Nikke? Oh, Chibi Nikke. Well, yeah, fair enough. You mean they're 3D models that you hardly ever see?
Have you kept in contact with them?
No.
Or just
Our thoughts
the younger
differ on some key
characters?
issues, so we don't see much of each other anymore. But if you were here, as you were then, we could all go back to the past. Back to when we were on top of the world.
And after we go back, what are we supposed to do then?
We can cross that bridge when we come to it. You'll be free to do whatever you want. I can go back with you. If I can, I mean. I can forget everything and start again. So come with me.
Dorothy, I'm not entirely sure what you're doing. But if you intend on using me to get back at them, you can forget it. I'm not the person I used to be. I'm just someone brought back to the present.
Well, that's your prerogative too.
That sounds like who you used to be.
You can choose what type of person you want to be. Someone who remains a remnant of the past, or someone who lives on in the present.
Then I would choose to remain in the past.
Don't be too hasty in making a decision.
Dorothy, you really have changed.
Because chibi characters, specifically the super deformed ones with the big heads and the little bodies.
Dorothy I knew certainly had her pompous moments.
You might be more like the lolly characters.
Sure, you were difficult to deal with at times, but you were still someone I was happy to serve. But what is this? Is this some kind of joke? You're demeaning yourself by acting this way. You've forgotten the honorable name that we represent.
I'm sorry. It's just that seeing a face that I've missed for so long brings out the worst in me. You're right. We can't go back. The past is the past. Both that time and you.
Dorothy walks away dejectedly.
A little further on and we'll be at the place you mentioned. Keep your wits about you.
You're not coming with us?
Our duty ends here, unless you need help with something else.
Not necessarily, but...
Okay, then we're leaving.
Well, thanks, I guess. I never thought people who were practically strangers would be so willing to help.
No problem. It is our duty to protect and assist our subjects in need.
But I'm going to die.
That will not change the fact that you were a citizen of our kingdom.
You are right.
Every one of our citizens is precious to us, including you. So we hope that everything will go well for you.
Thanks.
Chime, call Trom.
At once, Your Highness.
Alright, Trom's the horse. Chime rings the bell attached to her helmet.
What is that? Sounds like horse hooves.
Off in the distance, a metallic figure comes galloping forward, kicking up a cloud of dust. A mechanical horse gleams in the sunlight. The horse comes to a halt beside Crown and Chime, then leans its head down, signaling for them to mount.
Until next time.
Take care of Marion for me.
We will. Goodbye for now. Giddy up, Trom.
The horse carrying Crown and Chime dashes away at lightning speed and soon disappears from our sight.
When we head back to the Ark, I want someone to make me one of those bad boys.
Me too.
Let's continue. We're almost there.
All right.
But you're still calling them chibi. Again, the chibi is just the little tiny versions of the characters, like a Nendoroid. Any character can be made chibi.
My goodness. It's practically unchanged. It's exactly the way it used to be. Human architectural technology is quite impressive. I've wanted to come here so badly, and now I'm finally here.
How do you feel?
Not sure. I'm not tearing up or anything.
You're not? That's a shame.
It's funny, you say you don't want to be on To Catch a Predator, but it's like... It makes it sound like your only motive is that you would get caught.
How do you figure?
Well, Rappy is putting her life at risk by sending you here. But nothing's happening and you apparently feel nothing.
I mean, she's happy.
Could you have hidden anything here by any chance?
Definitely not. I had no possessions to begin with, so there's nothing to hide.
So, that's it then?
Let's go to my house. I want to check something out while we're here.
Whoosh. Every step we take kicks up small plumes of dust. Red Hood stares at the empty house for a long time.
There's nothing here. I thought there might be at least some furniture left. Then again, it has been over a century.
It's only a joke, Dark.
It's only natural.
Tis only joke.
Sorry, just give me 1 second. I want to make sure of something.
But it's like, if you want to say you're not into that type of girl, then that would be the better thing to say, then... Yeah. She takes her hands and feels around the broken out window panes. She smiles.
Here we are.
Red Hood holds up a cassette player with noticeable sunspots and cracked paint.
What is it? A piece of my childhood. I was over the moon when someone gave this to me as a gift. It's even solar powered. I wonder if it
She
will
said she
turn
didn't have
on.
any possessions, but she does.
No way. There's only one way to find out for sure. Yep. Busted. Figured as much. It's too bad though. I wanted to hear one last song before I go.
And then it's like, okay. I like how they try to, like, type the lyrics, but those aren't the lyrics.
That song.
Bread from the bakery. It sounds kind of corny. Why do I like Milk so much? Because she's a brawler. A midriff brawler. With an attitude. Tomboy attitude. This song is pretty bad. I gotta admit. They did like a special showing the people who wrote it, but it's pretty cringe.
Neon! Yes? Look at my face! I think I have got more wrinkles! Sorry, but I think my vision has gotten worse.
Don't you two have any respect for the oldies?
How can I? I can practically feel those fuddy-duddy tunes aging me.
This doesn't sound like an oldie tune or anything, though.
Romance. Hey, handsome.
Yeah?
Take this.
Red Hood hands me the cassette player.
Give it a listen whenever you've got the time. If you have a chance to let Rappy hear it, even better.
Sure thing.
Great! Now she wants to turn Rappy into an old lady too.
Rappy's a lot older than you think.
In that case, I think I've already gotten my wish. This must be what Rappy put her life on the line for. I've always told her about wanting to return to my hometown. I never did get that chance. Until now. So everything's okay now. Go ahead.
Red Hood extends her arm. I take out the injection gun. Thank you.
Stop blabbering and just get it over with. This is what has to be done.
Oh. Ooh. Smoke tendrils billow out from Dorothy's gun barrel. Anise and Neon's outstretched arms have protected the injection gun and have been pierced by a bullet. Red fluid leaks out of the exit wounds.
I knew she would do this.
I never trusted her from the beginning.
Dorothy, what are you...
Dorothy quietly lowers her weapon.
Rappy isn't coming back. Not if I have anything to say about it.
You've completely lost the plot.
You think we're just gonna stand by and let that happen?
You think you can stop me?
Dorothy slowly walks towards us.
I'd like to see you try.
Anise puts all her weight into a haymaker. But Dorothy evades the strike with ease, then kicks Anise. Ugh. Anise is sent flying back into the wall. Neon pulls back to slam Dorothy with the butt of her rifle. But Dorothy grasps the stock in her palm and then slams Neon in the chest. Dorothy! There's a bright flash, then everything goes dark. I open my eyes, I'm on the ground, and there's a searing pain shooting through my legs. Where's the video for that song at? I think it was one of their big live streams. And I imagine they still have it archived on the official Nikke YouTube channel.
You probably despise me, don't you?
It would have been when they first introduced Red Hood as a character.
It doesn't matter. I can't let Red Hood slip through my fingers.
Dorothy aims her weapon at the injection gun.
Dorothy!
Red Hood opens fire and hits Dorothy. Dorothy's sent flying through a wall and continues to tumble backward.
You shot me.
You shot me!
Kidding me? Red Hood! What a shame. You should be ashamed of yourself. You call yourself a goddess? I want it back. I'm only doing this because I want it all back. Do you even hear yourself? You think me being alive will make everything better? Do you believe that bringing back the original members is all that it will take to restore the Goddess Squad? It won't. You know, that's not what's important. Then what is? Wanting to protect humanity. Deep down. Desiring to become the Goddess of Victory. Mankind's final hope. Don't give me all that crap about duty and pride. What has any of that ever done for me? Raptures are coming. Because you fired your weapon. Like the fool you are.
I mean, she fired her weapon.
I don't want to turn this place into rubble, but... Dorothy!
And he bursts out of the wall and starts charging towards Dorothy, Hulk style. Just as Dorothy's getting to her knees, Anise kicks her in the chin. Hey, you actually got a hit in.
Get over here!
Anise grabs Dorothy by the neck, yanks her upright, and points the self-termination gun at her.
You tried to kill Rappy, you crazy son of a bitch! And I won't stop trying. You just don't give up, do you? Let's see how persistent you are when I put a bullet between your eyes.
Anise, don't shoot!
If I don't, she'll just try and kill Rappy again.
Look at her. She's too injured to move properly.
Anise's rage subsides. She finally gets a good look at the wounded Dorothy. Red Hood's rifle has left a gaping hole in Dorothy's abdomen.
Serves you right. You okay, Commander?
I'm fine. Nothing's broken.
Good.
I love how one of the newest events explains why the commander is able to survive so much weird shit a normal human wouldn't. Long story short, he's not a normal human. But we already knew that in some other ways too, like his blood.
I say, we bring Rappy back before that. I agree.
There's a lot of cool little, like, dramatic questions they sprinkle in. Like, what is Marion and why do the other heretics want her so bad? There's one little piece of information they drop at the end of Crown's event. He's not a Nikke, no, but more like genetically engineered human or genetically enhanced human. But then there's, you know, how does the Ark get its power? We've been wanting to know about its power source for the longest time because we saw Eleg and what's-her-face, the weird little hacker girl, not Exia, but the other one, the nervous one, got their, you know, memories erased because they figured out how the Ark was getting its power. And then, of course, the Rappy event, which drops a huge thing of what exactly the Ark is and whatnot. Pretty crazy stuff. We still don't know what will happen when we try to resurrect her. And of course, there was the bit about, you know, the heretics coming from Cinderella's event. I can't afford to take that risk. Not now.
Very well.
Fine, let's go. We don't want them breaching the village. We should intercept them from the outside.
Anise shoots a glance at Dorothy, who's lying on the floor in a heap.
And her? Are we going to just leave her there?
Neon, move her to safety.
Roger. This is insane.
She's so sad. She's so sad. She just doesn't want to let go of Red Hood. And I can understand. I would be pretty upset if I didn't get to keep Red Hood as a playable character separate from the story. 5 left.
Neon, let's push them to the middle. One's trying to give us the slip. I'll take care of it.
Good. That's 4 left. They're all standing perfectly in a row. Eat this!
The shot from Red Hood's rifle pierces through the Raptures.
All good over here. I'm finished over here too.
Good job.
You guys make a hell of a team. Very well coordinated.
We've been working with Rappy for a while. And you move just like her.
I'd say she moves just like me. So, are we done?
I mean, you taught her.
We arrived back in my hometown and listened to the song. And I've confirmed that Snow White is alive and well. I have no regrets.
You don't?
Dorothy staggers towards us. Anise and Neon train their sights on Dorothy.
Snow White, Rapunzel, Scarlet. They're all still alive. Don't you want to meet them? I know you do. You want to reminisce about old times with them. I can make that happen. I can take you to them.
Yes, I do want to meet them, but I can't. I left everything behind. I shouldn't remain in this place any longer.
We were betrayed. The Ark and all of mankind turned their backs on us. We fought with everything we had. And then they cast us out like we were nothing to them. My pride, my purpose. It's all gone now. So, I'm going to return things to the way they were and destroy them. Do you have any idea what it feels like to be betrayed by someone you love? Do you?
No, I don't.
Stay, Red Hood.
Yeah, I get my login and do my dailies every day on this game.
You keep saying that my staying will bring the Goddess Squad back. But
I've been doing it since the game launched.
That simple.
But you'll get there.
Why do you continue to be fixated on the past? Why are you trying to return to a past that you know is impossible to replicate now?
Because I want to be loved. I'm tired of all this death and destruction. I want to know what love is.
Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
I had given up. I thought I was incapable of loving someone or being loved. But then you came back. If you're with me, just like you were before, I can go back to being a goddess. I can be loved once again.
Don't be a fool. You're perfectly capable of love. You don't need me or anyone else to be able to love again. It's been over 100 years, and you haven't realized that yet?
I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me.
I can't do it. All the betrayal, all the pain. It's too great. I can never love again.
Then what about forgiveness?
What?
Even if you feel shattered and hurt, it's all over if you forgive them. You can go back.
But how? How can you possibly expect me to do that?
You just need to make the decision. That's it. You have to hang in there, Dorothy.
It's not that easy.
I have faith in you. You're an amazing person.
Red Hood grabs the injection gun I was holding and holds it against her arm.
I have a favor to ask, handsome.
What is it?
Can you record me?
But why?
Consider it my last will and testament. I have a few final words I'd like to say to my friends.
I understand.
Hey there, everyone. I'm back. Not even death could keep me down. Man, this is more awkward than I thought it'd be. I heard you're still all trying to defeat the Queen? It's been 100 years. What the heck are you all doing? Do you think you're the only ones who can get this job done? You know that's not true. So please, stop now. Let someone else take over and walk away. I gave up the fight a long time ago and took some well-deserved time off. I was fortunate enough to meet some pretty great people along the way. Well, I guess that's everything.
Red Hood, wait! Don't leave! What I wanted to talk about with you earlier was...
Oof.
At first, I wanted to leave everything to you, because I thought you were more valuable than me. But then, I met other people. And we grew close. We created some wonderful memories together. And I met someone very precious to me. I went from being an empty shell to feeling completely fulfilled.
It feels nice to live, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Then it's settled. You go and live your own life. Don't cling to what's gone.
I will.
This was fun.
It was for me too.
Bye.
Bye.
Aww.
My friend. My mentor. My hero.
Red Hood.
Dorothy.
Rappy walks over to Dorothy and places her hand on her chest.
She's right here.
Actually, these weren't the things I wanted to talk to her about. I wanted to talk about all the times we had together. I ruined it. Our last farewell.
She'll understand.
Rappy, is it really you?
It's me. Thank you for finding me.
We had to keep our promise.
And you did. I knew you would.
Let's go back.
Let's go. All right, we're heading back home.
As the four of us walk off together, I turn back and see Dorothy still standing in a daze. You too, Dorothy. Didn't you have things to do in the Ark?
How do you not want me dead? I tried to kill Rappy.
If you had truly wanted her dead, you would have gone through with it. But you hesitated because of us. So, I'll forgive you. But just this once.
How can you have such a capacity for forgiveness? Very well. Thank you.
Hey, aren't you forgetting something?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Fine. We forgive you.
Commander.
Rappy approaches and removes my hand from Dorothy's.
I would suggest refraining from any unnecessary physical contact.
Oh?
If you feel the need to, you can hold my hand.
Are you getting possessive, Rappy?
Let's go.
Don't touch her. Touch me.
Rappy is being examined now. While we're at it, we're going to outfit her with a new body.
Are there any problems?
Red Hood is completely gone.
What?
This is different from how it's been in the past. Before, even if Red Hood disappeared after the injection, she would reappear once Rappy's body was reconstructed. But now, she's not reappearing. We believe she may be gone for good.
What could have caused this?
No one knows for certain. At any rate, Rappy will no longer have access to Red Hood, and the power that comes with it. She's essentially lost the ace up her
That's what you
sleeve that
think.
she could use when her back's against the wall.
That is so what you think. You sound relieved.
I am. We already have one unknown variable that we rely on too much with the nymph. No matter how potent Red Hood is, it remains an unknown entity to us. We have no clue what kind of influence it could possibly have over Rappy. So, yes, I'm relieved that such a huge uncertainty is gone.
Her voice acting has gotten better from the beginning of the game. Alright.
One lingering concern that I do have, however, is that we found an unknown energy source inside Rappy's core. It's almost imperceptible, and doesn't appear to affect anything, but I can't help being concerned about it.
Perhaps we should just leave it alone?
What makes you say that? Do you know something?
I might. I think it might be something like a memory.
Don't be ridiculous. At any rate, I was considering just leaving it be. So long as it's not causing any issues, it's directly adjacent to her core. So operating on it is next to impossible. Once we're finished, we'll send her back up to you guys.
Okay, thanks. Lippy skippy.
That took a while. I'm glad you're all safe.
Some unexpected things came up.
Fine. Thank you.
Huh?
Thank you for saving the Ark. If it weren't for you, the damage would have been catastrophic. It's unfortunate that we lost the heretics, but such is life.
Don't mention it.
Then should we continue our talk about the pact between the Ark and Eden?
Before we do that, you can stop the act.
We don't see Red Hood again, no, outside of, like, flashbacks. Like, Rappy's event, which tells her whole backstory, obviously includes Red Hood. But yeah, we won't see her, like, formally since then.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Are you trying to make
Yeah, you gotta
yourself
roll
look
for her.
weak so I'll lower my guard and give you what you want? If that's the case, you can give up now. I'm not letting my guard down for anyone.
Very well. You're nothing if not perspicacious.
That's because I pay more
Perspicacious.
attention
I've never heard that word before.
Good. Now tell me what you want. What does Eden want from the Ark?
We want our own broadcast channel inside the Ark.
What?
Yeah, but she gets to have a really cool story just because she's not with you till the end. But she is in terms of gameplay, which is nice, at least.
You heard me.
May I ask why?
We intend to promote Eden. If we want to make our lives easier going forward, then wouldn't it be prudent for the people of the Ark to ease up about Eden? If, apropos of nothing, we announce that Eden and Ark have struck a deal out of nowhere, there's bound to be questions. Not to mention the fact that many people don't even know about Eden in the first place. My plan is to slowly introduce them to it.
I could give you a peripheral channel.
That will suffice for the time being. I'll hand over materials detailing how we do
Yeah, Red Hood is
processing.
a critical member of, I probably think, most people's parties now.
All Gadessians
She
are
deals
the
so much
same.
ridiculous amounts of damage.
Good. I'll accept that. What would you want the Ark to do for you in the future?
Give us one more channel. What's wrong?
Are you planning on making Eden seem like some kind of utopia to foment insurrection in the Ark?
It'll only be on a peripheral channel, like you said. What are you worried about? I guess the Ark is weaker than I thought.
I'll think about it, but only after we've received the materials pertaining to metal processing.
Fine by me. If that's everything, I'm heading out.
Where are you going?
I assume you'll need some time to ruminate on your decision, no? I know you won't be the only one involved in the decision-making process.
Fine. I'll provide you with somewhere in the Ark where you can stay. Just be aware that you're being watched around the clock.
Duly noted.
What about Papillon? When are you planning on releasing her?
You make it sound as if I'm keeping her prisoner.
It's not far from the truth, is it? Now that you're in contact with Ark HQ, Papillon is no longer needed, am I right?
You're very much mistaken. She has a wide range of skills. We still have plenty of uses for her. If you're so worried, you can always meet her in person.
I'll have to decline that invitation.
I'm too much of a pussy to leave the Ark.
Have it your way.
Dorothy walks out.
Forgiveness? Never.
Whoops. So much for that.
Did you find it?
Yes.
I hope you didn't haphazardly choose somewhere just to get a difficult mission over with.
Of course not.
Very well. Let's take a look then.
I open the map on the screen, revealing an image of Red Hood's hometown.
I know this place. Yes. It's about a week from the Ark by foot. I see vestiges of old cornfields, so that tells me the soil there is in good shape. There is a river adjacent to the settlement area as well. The village has its back to a mountain, which of course has certain strategic advantages. It's not too far from the sea either. It's also a plus that the land area isn't overly large. It will suffice. So, do you intend on making this the first patch of land that you'll reclaim on the surface?
Ice Priest skin. You couldn't get Red Hood Rappy. I don't know if did they add her to like the Pilgrim banner? They sometimes do that.
Good.
So even if you don't get them, you'll eventually be able to.
Install
Through
the
a
optical
spook.
camouflage there and turn that village into a proper garrison. I'll have an elevator installed as soon as we can. Once you've got that area secured, continue to expand outward, using it as your central base. Think of it as putting dots here and there and connecting lines between them.
Yeah, we know how to do that, bro.
Once you feel that you've reclaimed a sufficient amount of territory, we'll deploy large amounts of troops and materials and get to work building various facilities and defense lines.
Yeah, that's another way in which Nikke is extremely generous.
Then we'll rinse and repeat.
Because I didn't roll for Marion when she was first on the banner. But my god, she's kind of critical to a lot of types of missions.
We'll be able to reclaim the surface before we know it.
Specifically anybody who wants to put up a dumb shield and only take 1 HP per hit. Understood.
However, as you know, it's complete bedlam in the Ark at the moment. Even though the Big Three have pooled their collective resources to create optical camouflage, providing any additional support during your upcoming endeavor will be difficult.
So we'll be on our own with the installing of the optical camouflage.
Not quite. I said it would be difficult, not impossible.
What do you...
You already have the best backup that the Ark can offer.
Oh?
One who is beholden to your command, and has access to the Ark's finest resources and manpower.
You mean Syuen. Syuen, you better keep giving me good shit.
You want the optical camouflage and ground deployment supplies? Now isn't a really good time.
Sorry, but could you repeat that?
You can't spring this on us all of a sudden. We're in the midst of preparing for a victory ceremony. Can't you wait until after that?
Who's attending the victory ceremony?
Military officers and representatives from various organizations.
Is that really necessary?
It's a form of lobbying, so it's important.
I see.
Alright, I'll help you. But if Enoch asks how I'm doing, promise that you'll put in a good word for me.
I promise. I'll tell her you're waxing my whole front.
Thanks. Are you intending to make this public?
Polishing the pewter. Making what public?
The effort to recover some of the surface.
I think it would be wise to do so, yes?
Make sure to mention how Miss Silas had a part in it. Then I'll be even more generous in providing support.
I'll do it next time.
What? That's not fair. This is highway robbery. Fine. Do whatever you want.
Be like, I think you'd make a nice Nikke.
Damn it.
This is a golden opportunity. We can gain some traction and influence in the Ark. I can't be greedy, I have to take things slow. Then someday, Marion.
Once everything's prepared, I'll have it sent in front of the elevator. You can take it up with you.
Much appreciated. It's not like we aren't saving humanity, you crazy bitch.
We just have to push this button, right? I think so. It's got push written on it. Good enough for me.
I wish things were always that easy. The large shipping container that Syuen provided creaks open with a resounding thud. We anchor it to the ground and extend the antenna toward the sky. Once fully extended, the antenna stretches about 10 meters into the air.
Wow, that thing goes up really high. Is that everything?
No, we still need to connect the power generator. It needs a power supply to function.
Then will we be finished? Would you just shut up and listen? Rappy, can you explain this to me before Anise bites my head off?
Once activated, this device will emit a simulated homing signal that attracts nearby raptures. Once we've done that and cleared the area, the optical camouflage will activate. Everything within the perimeter of the camouflage will be undetectable by raptures. Not only will this area visually appear empty, but it will also scramble the thermal and auditory sensors of any nearby raptors. We'll also scramble their directional sensors to prevent any accidental...
They're gonna get so fucking confused when they walk near here by accident.
Incredible. With this at our disposal, reclaiming the surface will be a piece of cake.
Special materials are required to manufacture this device, and all nearby resources have long since been depleted. Eden most likely used all of them.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. We're getting the technology from Eden.
Of course it couldn't be easy.
All preparations
That's the deal we've got with Dorothy. Alright, let's connect it to the generator.
Roger.
Incoming!
That's...
Codename Ultra confirmed. It's capable of inflicting corruption, so everyone be careful.
Jeez, are those things still kicking? I guess since we're in an old neighborhood, some old friends are coming out to play. I read about this thing in a magazine before. Apparently it's super duper strong.
Even so, it's an outdated model. We can handle it, especially if I'm here.
Wow, I've never seen you so confident before. Let's give it a whirl then. Let's go! Yeehaw!
Enemy down.
Not sure why I went Mario there. Maybe the yeehaw, yippee, yahoo. Forgot how far am I? I'll show you the breakdown once it's all done. I'm gonna wrap it up after this chapter. It'll be a shorter stream. I mean, it's still been 3 hours and 26 minutes, but Then I can get back to working on Lost Belt 7!
If that's the only one,
Lost Belt 7!
Solo.
Cool, go, 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 go.
Now look what you did! You went and jinxed it! Sorry.
I'm picking up approximately 300 of them. It's not impossible, but victory is far from a certainty. What do you want to do?
Everyone get... From far away, a familiar sound can be heard. Look up towards the sky and see a colossal creature of such enormity that it just takes my breath away.
Mother whale? That's not good. Anchor isn't even with us right now.
This has to be the worst jinx of all time. Commander, we should retreat.
Wait, something isn't right here. Mother whale suddenly changes direction in midair and starts diving towards the swarm of raptors.
What the?
Kabloof! Nice! Mother whale opens its mouth and begins scraping the surface, sucking all of the raptors into its gaping maw. Did you reprogram the damn thing? From the raptor's perspective, it's like a meteor crashing to the surface. There's a mass vibration and thick plumes of dust rise up to the sky. The Lost Belt 7 characters will be deported to Mexico. That's one way of putting it. After sliding for some time, Mother Whale eventually comes to a stop. Its crash landing has taken out every single last raptor. Nifty.
Commander, this mother whale has a somewhat different appearance. There's a high possibility it's one we haven't dealt with before, so we should exercise caution.
Ugh. An SMS at a time like this? Who is it? Hi, friends! It's been a hot minute. Is everything doing, Is everyone going well? No, sorry. Is everyone doing well, or is everything going well? English is a bitch. Huh?
Enemy down.
That was exhausting. Nothing we couldn't handle, though. If that's the only one, then it's all over. Now look what you did! You went and jinxed it! Sorry.
I'm picking up approximately 300 of them. It's not impossible, but victory is far from a certainty. What do you want to do?
Wait, this is the same thing, isn't it?
Mother, that's not this.
Oh, we did finish it. Alright, so they don't want to tell us what's going on until next chapter. I guess that is the end for now then. Wah wah wah. Yeah, I see Ezra. It's okay, so that's chapter 27. Let me back out to see the overall thingy. Yeah, I'm on chapter 34. Alright, so we got less than 10 chapters, which is not bad. Like I said, I've completed almost all this chapter but beating the boss. I'll eventually get to the point where I can show you guys that. Ugh. Big stretch. Alrighty. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, definitely subscribe. Consider becoming a member. We are in desperate need of recruiting more members to make sure that I can keep doing this full time and not have to take up another job. We'll see how things go in the future. But yes, your help, your support is absolutely critical. I got all the Nikke I really want. Yep, every single one. But yes, I'm going to work hard on Lost Belt 7. Until next time, celebrate your fandom.